Dr. Ekuyasewa to pray and open the session for us. Please, let's welcome her.
Thank you, Prof. Please, shall we pray? Jehovah God, we thank you this morning. We thank you for bringing us here safely. We pray and invite you to take over this program, control the affairs, everything. We pray once again and commit the various speakers into thy care, that you grant them divine wisdom, understanding, so that they will be able to deliver as expected. Those of us students here, we pray that you grant us understanding, so that at the end of the day, we'll be able to achieve the goal we set to achieve this morning. This and other things that we couldn't even ask, we know you know what we need. We pray that you bless us this morning with it. In Jesus' name, amen.
Can we appreciate her? Thank you very much. So every year when freshers come, the university has a program to take all freshers through key things that they need to know for their stay on campus here. So what is happening here is happening across all the colleges in the university. And this morning we have the father of this college. This is the biggest college in KNUST. The College of Humanities and Social Sciences is the biggest in the whole university. And our father, which we call the provost of the college, is here to welcome us and to speak to us. Please, let's welcome Professor Charles Ofosumafo.
Hello. Yes. So as he didn't introduce himself, he's the registrar of. Okay, let's do it this way. The college is made up of 3 faculties and some research centers. Right. So the 3 faculties are the Faculty of Humanities, right, or social sciences. Social sciences, rather. The social sciences, there you have the various departments: economics, geography and rural development, language, media and language and media sciences, political studies, history, the Kabila, sociology, social work, you know, all those things. And religious studies, religion and human development. Okay. Otherwise, you won't agree. Okay. So they are all there. Then you come to School of Business. We could have called it Faculty of Business, but it is special. You know, you call it School of what? Business. And then there you also have a number of departments, 5, but they have about 8 courses, right? Accounting and finance, marketing, human relations, human resource management, business, international business, and then what? Business, international business and technology, so many. And then you come to Faculty of Law. And the Faculty of Law, we have 3 departments, right? Commercial law, private law, and public law, right? And so when registrar said you are in a very big college, that is what he meant. We are big because our numbers are also what? Huge. This year alone, if you are here first year, you are lucky to be among the few people that were admitted. I mean, out of over 90,000 applications, right? And if you have, we have only about 5,000 of you here, you know you are selected. Divine what? Selection. I thought you were going to clap for yourself. And so you did well, managed to be here. But as registrar said, it is important that you get to know the people you are going to work with. And by the people, I mean the senior members, right? or senior staff, every worker of the university. At our side, as you rightly pointed out, I'm the provost. And I'm happy for the first time in so many years, we are doing this across the whole college because most of the time it seems the provost office and these officers are not known by you. Recently, I was at a funeral somewhere in Brunhafo region, and this lady came. Apparently, they got to know that I'm the provost, and apparently he finished here with sociology. 4 years, KNYC sociology. And then I asked her, who is your provost? Or who was your provost? He just finished last year. Imagine the provost sitting there and he is not known. So for the first time, you better know me. Right? The provost, yes, normally you don't get to meet the provost most of it because most of the things are done at the departmental level, right? So that you see your head of department more, at best your deans. But as I said, it is hardly that because even you, the cases that you are supposed to see your provost, you don't even want to get involved, right? Today I'm happy that you are here because we are going to demystify the whole academic hierarchy and for you to know that we are there for your service. Are you with me? We are there for you to exploit. Let me use that word. I don't want you are not to use us, you exploit us. You exploit our competence, right? We are there. You can have an appointment with any one of us. Sadly, that is something you don't know. In fact, some of you want to get information from your colleagues who are as naive as you are than to come to the right sources. And that is why I'm happy that today you are here to listen to various topics that has to do with the activities of the universities. So for me, just briefly to say, welcome to KNUST. Be law-abiding, follow all regulations, which is most of which you are about to be told. I believe the serious ones have already gone online and downloaded the student guide. Who has done that? I'm kidding, right? You have it. Or you didn't know. Let me give you that excuse. But there's something called, you'll be told all that. But before I sit down, I normally work with 3 officers. You know, I told you there is a hierarchy. The university, there's a vice chancellor, right? So as the provost, I represent the vice chancellor at the college, right? So at some point, you will get to see the vice chancellor as well. Now I'm representing her. But under my office, there are also 3 prominent people. Without whom, we can hardly do anything. And so I want to also call them here. Each of them would say a word or two. It is important because at the various faculty, there will be another orientation, so maybe you'll get to see them more and you'll hear from them more. This morning, they will just give you a word, just as I'm giving you a word. So first, let me call, no particular order, let me call the Dean of the Faculty of Law in the person of Dr. Adumako Kwachi. And obviously, from the Faculty of Law, you know he's also a lawyer, right? Dr. Adumako Kwachi is the Dean of the Faculty of Law. It is important that you know your dean. Are there law students here? Law, a few of you. Dean, that is why I say let them come to some of the classes here. You know, they did not come. Move them from that village to the city. Right. So let me, the next one is the Dean of the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology Business School, which in short we call what? KSB. And he's in the person of Professor Ahmed Ejapon, right? Professor Ahmed Ejapon. And The last but not the least is the Dean of the Faculty of Social Sciences, and is in the person of Professor Abbas Kabila. Abbas Kabila. And so we are the four, should I say, the management, but I also work with a registrar from the college office, and he's in the person of Mr. Otieku, Ebenezer Otieku. Otieku, yeah, you should come. You should come. So at the college level, the five of us, if you have anything that you think, I can't stand this here. Okay, so okay, so this is the registrar and then the college finance officer, Doctor. Full name no there. In fact, he pays only the money, so normally. So Dr. Uza, Doc, come, because you also say something. Come up. Come. And then I should also introduce the college librarian then, so that it becomes the full team, right? College librarian is Dr. Beatrice Arthur, right? And then the counselor of the college, now that I'm introducing, I should introduce everybody. The counselor of the college is also here, Mr. Rabbi. And then college exams officer, Dr. Ali. Come. If you are calling, we are calling everybody. Come. Yeah. Are they all here? So at the various faculty levels, I know the various HODs will be introduced to you. But we happen to have a few of them here. And so all HODs, please, if you are here, can you just stand? Please stand. HODs, heads of department. So we have a few of them. And as I said, detailed information about each of them will be given to you at the faculty level. Please, let's sit. But at this time, let three Ds, the rest can sit down. The three Ds, because the rest will speak to you anyway. They have a slot to speak to you. Finance will speak to you. Library will speak to you. Our counselor will speak to you. But the three of us, again, school has just reopened. Some of us will be going in and out, right? Because we are working on your documents, your details. So we'll be going out and coming in. So it is time for them to just say a word or two about it. And then
Thank you, Provost. Let me also add my voice by saying Akwaba to all of you. Welcome to KNUST, and also the best university in terms of quality education. My faculty is I would say, biggest faculty with 7 departments, and each of the departments is headed by a head of department, each department and their different programs. So we have geography, as Provost indicated, and rural development, and then we have history and political science, and then we have language and communication sciences, Department of English, sociology and social work, and then religion and the human development. It is important to know for us, there's something that's peculiar to our faculty. You are admitted, all of you are admitted into specific programs, but we'll be assigning you minors, and we started this morning. Those of you who are not aware, you cannot complete your registration without taking your minors. There is a committee in place right after this who will be advised to get to your various department and get your minors so that you can complete the registration process. I don't have much to do because I know we have a lot really lined up for you today. I thank you again, Provost, for giving me an opportunity, and welcome again to KNUST.
Thank you very much. I'll also add my voice by saying you are welcome to KNUST. And over here, we say you are welcome to KSB because we are in our auditorium. I'll say that here we don't have prep. You don't go for dining, right? You are on your own. I come here to teach you, I finish and I go to my office. You are on your own. Nobody is going to tell you to sleep, but you need to utilize your time very well. Okay? You hear of unemployment. Our last election, employment was the main issue. No politician can find you a job. I don't know how President Mahama is going to create about 1 million jobs in the next 4 years. It is highly impossible. But your destiny is in your hands. What you will do after 4 years begins today, right? It begins today. What we do in classroom, our students finish, they can go to Harvard, they can go to Cambridge, they can go to MIT to do their master, they can compete among top 5% in any best universities you can find across the world. But what we are lacking, IT skills, technical skills, and soft skills. You don't teach this in classrooms. Your extracurricular activities, that's where you have to focus. You learn IT skills. Today, talking about artificial intelligence. We are not going to teach you here in classroom. You need to learn that. How to prepare your CV, how to dress, how to conduct yourself in interviews, your time management. These are all soft skills. And these are the things you need to be able to get a good job after 4 years. But as I said, you don't teach them in classrooms. You need to use your extra time to what? To do that. You have 5 courses, or maximum 6 courses, so 12 hours in a week. But think about how many hours do you have in a week? About 156 hours, right? If you did that 12 hours in a week that you use in classroom, you still have over 148 hours in a week to yourself. Make good of that time. Good use of that time. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And Provost, we are also grateful for giving us the opportunity to say a word to our freshers. Well, at the Faculty of Law, we also have 3 departments, commercial law, private law, and then the public law. Now, unlike the other disciplines where you are admitted into a program, Faculty of Law offers a composite degree. What it means is that right from first year, you take subjects that emanate from all these departments. And so we offer you LLB. We do not classify it as commercial law or private law or public law. Now, with respect to the freedom that you have, which my colleague Dean mentioned, how you utilized your time is going to be very, 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 very crucial. Because where you came from, there was nothing like repetition. It was wholesale. At the end of the semester, whether you pass or not, you move to the next class. But as the examinations officer of the college will take you through, here you are graded. And at the end of the year, we have 3 semesters. The first semester, the second semester, and then the supplementary semester. The supplementary semester is for those who fail or trail in their papers. You would come and write. Now, if after the supplementary semester, you trail more than 2 courses, you are going home. But then, some of you here are regular students. The university will still give you the opportunity to repeat. But then if you are going to repeat, you will become a fee-paying student. So please don't take your time, your free times for granted. Make sure you utilize it. The library is there. We are not saying study all through. Make time for friends. Take part in social activities. But be assured that the reason why you are here is your studies. If you rank it, it should be number 1, and then the others should follow. Now, very soon after you have finished registration, you are going to be given numbers. And those numbers will be connected to the internet. Don't use it only on social media, TikTok. It is a tool you can use to conduct research. So these are some of the things that other colleagues will take you through. And with these words, we welcome you to Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology.
Right. So, yeah.
Thank you very much. Please, let's appreciate our fathers and the leaders of the college who are going to watch over us for our stay in the university. I want you to be aware that this orientation should have been a week-long program. Other universities, they do it for a whole week. Others even do it for 2 weeks. But for Kia University, we are compressing everything within 2 days. So you have to understand. So this morning we are traveling from now out to about 2 p.m. Then we'll leave you for today. Then tomorrow we'll meet at the faculty level in the morning, and then at the department level at the latter part of the day. So that is the arrangement. So cope with us. So we'll invite the registrar for the college to introduce the university to us, the vision of the university, the mission of the university, the structure, the culture of the university. What is the university expecting of us as freshers? So he is going to speak to us on that. Please, let's welcome Mr. Otieku, the college registrar. And let me also mention that when he is done, and just like other presenters, we'll give you the chance to ask questions for clarification. Let me find out, if you are here and you are not supposed to be in the college, you are not reading any program in the social sciences and the humanities. You are reading a science program, a health-related program, a Greek-related program, engineering program. It means you are not supposed to be here. Even though some of the general things that we will present here will benefit you, when we go to the specifics, you will not benefit. So if you are like that, in the other auditoriums, if you could hear us, let's direct you to the right place to go. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Nyabe. And let me also again welcome all of you to Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. I'm happy the Dean of Business School started with a few of the things I want to talk to before I even start zoom into my presentation. If you notice, from the day you got here, you realize that this place is a university. And it is a school. But then, because this place is a university, a few things are not like what prevailed when you were in SHS, or whichever school you are coming from. So you realize that you'll be hearing some things. There are terms which are peculiar to the university. So when you come to the university, we don't have a headmaster. We have a vice chancellor. You get it? So you'll be hearing terms which you are not very conversant with, but you need to learn them very quickly. So we have vice chancellor, and then we have registrar. Vice chancellor is equivalent to your headmaster or headmistress when you are in SHS. Then when you hear registrar, it's like the administrator when you were in secondary school. When you hear college finance officer, it's like your BESA. I'm sure you are getting the terms. Then also, as you come here, you realize that here, when you are going to classes, we say we are going for lectures. When you are going to the dormitory, we say we are going to what? Hall of residence. When we are having a group meetings, you'll be having they said you are having what? Forum. So there are new terms, and you have to be what? Conversant with them. That's one. Number two, you realize that, like my provost said, our college is big. And it covers the entire university. Because the university is big, that's why they split it into colleges. And then the head of the college is given a name. It's called provost. You have to be used to all these ones, and you have to be conversant with them. And it will enable you to maneuver your way for the 4 years that you'll be staying here. The 4 years that you stay here is for those who work diligently, because some will spend 4 years, others will spend 5, others will spend 6, depending on the way you handle your time as you stay here. We'll be zooming into other things later, right? So, you see, those of you who came by the main road, this is KNUST, the entrance. This is our trademark, all right? Let's go. Yeah. Then, this presentation will take you through the history of the place, and then it will also talk about the structure, the principal offices of the offices, colleges of the university, culture of the university, which covers vision, mission, core values, and then we'll conclude. Then if you have questions, we'll take the questions. KNUST was established in 1952 as the Kwame Nkrumah University College of Technology. It became known as the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology in 1961 by an act of parliament and started awarding its own degrees in 1964. It has 6 colleges, the Institute of Distance Learning and the School of Graduate Studies. Now, the university is governed by this structure. We have what we call the University Council, which is made up of the Vice Chancellor, the principal officers of the university, and some appointed government representatives. In the university, we have what we call the Academic Board, which takes decisions with regards to all academic affairs of the university. And then we have the Welfare Services Board of the university, which deals with the welfare of both staff and students of the university. The principal officers of the university involve the Chancellor of the university, who is the Otumfo Osei-Tutu II, the Asante-Hene. We are to have a council chairman, and as you are aware, we've just finished with elections, so that's why I put dash dash there. Government is yet to appoint a new council chairman for the university. Then we have the vice chancellor in the person of Professor Mrs. Rita Akosia Dixon. We have the pro-vice chancellor in the person of Professor David Asamoah. We have a registrar of the university. When we say registrar, like I said, it's the administrator. So at every level we have registrars. The university has only one registrar. So he is in the person of Mr. Andrews Kwesi Boateng. And then we have other registrars under him. We have registrars at the college, registrars at the faculty. Then we have a finance officer for the university. You realize that we've introduced the finance officer of the college. We have the finance officer of the university. He's in the person of Dr. Charles Insia. We have the the university librarian, who is known as Dr. Samuel Nikwe Kutei. We have the director of physical works and development. It's in the person of Dr. Jimmy Ikrumah. We have director of university health services, Dr. A.C. Boateng. We have internal auditor, who is Mr. Moses Chikwi. Then, like we've already, we have the provost of the 6 colleges, and we have the director of what? Institute of Distance Learning. Now, these are the colleges of the university. Since you found yourself in this university, what it means is that you have to know everything about the university. So we have 6 colleges, as we stated earlier on. So we have the College of Agric and Natural Resources. We have the College of Art and Built Environment. We have College of Engineering, and then College of Humanities and Social Sciences, which is our college. Then we have a College of Health Sciences. We have College of Science. Then we have Institute of Distance Learning and School of Graduate Studies. You have to know your way around all these ones. Then, structure of our college. I think the provost has already mentioned we have 3 faculties. So we have the Faculty of Social Sciences, we have the Faculty of Law, and we have KNUST School of Business, KSB. Right. Now, this is the vision of our college. Our vision is we want to become an indispensable partner in the university's quest to advance relevant knowledge for sustainable development. Our mission is that we exist to promote collaborative research, innovative teaching and learning, and entrepreneurial attitude in our community engagement for sustainable development. Then, the first ones I've mentioned are the vision, mission of our college. The university, KNUST, has its own vision, mission, and core values. The vision of KNUST is to build on KNUST's position as a premier science and technology university in Ghana, and to be among the top 10 universities in Africa. Hold on. This vision was catched 10 years ago. So those of you who are very conversant, you realize that we, somewhere 2023, we were ranked as #1 university for quality education in the whole world. This one is not even Africa, it's the whole world. So you realize that where you find yourself what? At the right place. If only you take advantage and do things appropriately, you are taking on a very good brand for yourself. Next one. The mission of KNUST exists to advance knowledge in science and technology through creating environment for undertaking relevant research, quality teaching, entrepreneurship training, and community engagement to improve the quality of life. These are the core values of the university. One is leadership in innovation and technology, culture of excellence, diversity and equal opportunity for all, then integrity and stewardship of resources. Oh, no. You see, we're talking about technology. As the provost says, as of yesterday, when we check, the number of students who have registered in our college alone is 5,216. And we are having these for you this morning. We have 5 auditoriums within this block. But because we are a science and technology university, what is happening is that we can't have space that can take all of you at the same time. So this presentation that is being done here now is being shown in all the other auditorium for them to also see what is happening. And this is one of the things science and technology can do for us, or for humanity. Then we talk about the culture of excellence. What we will do is that we want you to do things in such a way that everything that you learn here and wherever you find yourself, you should portray these values of KNUST. When you go to work, you show excellence. When you go to your family, they should know that, yes, you came to KNUST. So that is what we want to inculcate in you. Then we talk about diversity and equal opportunity for all. You see, if you look at us, now in Ghana we have 16 regions, and we have about 200 and something constituencies when it comes to parliament. As we speak, you see, the university is called university not for nothing. What is happening is that we have people, each of you coming from these regions and what? Constituencies of the country. And we also have people coming from other African countries and even from Europe to come and study among us. So we're talking about diversity. It is not, we have diverse things that happens here. And like we started mentioning the colleges, you realize that we are doing different things. So everybody is given equal opportunity. And let me take this one to also mention. You see, when you were in secondary school, we have what we were calling A-class schools, B-class schools, and C-class schools. Here in the university, we are all in what? KNUST. There's nothing like A, B, C, whatever class. No. You realize that you all wrote the same WASI examination. You passed the exam. That's why, how come you are here? So don't feel inferior to anybody saying I'm from school A or school B. I was telling somebody, I joined this college 5 years ago. When you are graduating from this university, like they said, at the congregation, I would normally introduce one of you. And anytime I'm introducing, I say I introduced the person and I said, this person, this candidate, from day one or from year one, when he or she entered the university, has declared his or her intention. Meaning that the person is the top of the whole college. You are graduating as top of the whole college. And then, like in your secondary school or whatever it is, when they will say you are the first in class, this person becomes the first person for the whole college. We call them valedictorian. And one of the things I tell people is that don't worry. That's why I'm saying that you are in KNUST. And once you find yourself in KNUST, there's nothing like A class school or B class school or whatever it is. All the people that have had the opportunity of introducing, I can assure you that they don't come from so-called A-class schools. So please, when you come here, just make sure that you follow instruction, do things as is expected of you, and there will be nothing like it from A-class or whatever it is. The best thing to do, exam officer will talk to you about that, is to make sure that you follow every instruction very well and come out with a very good result from year one, semester one. We have what we call CWA, cumulative weighted average. And once you get a very good one from year one, and you don't go doing things that you are not supposed to do, you are able to sustain it, and it helps you to go through everything. Okay. So that is what I want to leave with you. Then we talk about integrity and stewardship of resources. When you come to the university, once you are in the university, you go with the name of the university. Whilst you are here, whilst you are at home, or even when you finish from here, you still bear the name of the university. The gentleman who is leading, serving as the MC, he is a lawyer. When you go into our student guide, there is a word in it. And that word is applicable to both student and staff. And you don't joke with it. They say the word is known as bringing the name of the university into this repute. And it affects everybody. So it is not only to students. It affects lecturers, it affects administrators, it affects senior staff, it affects junior staff, it affects students. Anything. Can I see the hand of anybody from Infant Spring School here? Infant Spring School. I understand that at Infant Spring School, they said one of the school rules is that anything against common sense is a breach of school law. Are you hearing? Anything against common sense. So when you come to the university, you don't do things that will bring the name of the university into disrepute. In fact, if even you are on holidays and you are in your village and something happened and they get to know that you are in KNUST, they say a student of KNUST has done this and this and this. Please, we don't want to hear that. And that is the reason why you have to have very good integrity, and then you take good care of the resources. You've seen the way the lecture room is. When you go to the other places, you see the same thing. We have facilities, equipment, and the rest that we work with. These things has been here for some time. You've come to meet them. We want you to leave them the way you came to meet them. You don't damage them, so that your sisters and brothers will also what? Come and do what? And make good use of it. That's why we say integrity of resources. Both your personal resources and the resources of what? The university as well. The university offers you a unique, free, and excellent environment to develop your talents. Yours is to take the best. Yours is to make the best of it. You've already seen that. You see the way our halls are. You see the environment that you find yourself. You are supposed to take. In the university, all that we do is to try to make it comfortable for you to be able to achieve the aim or objective that you set for yourself. One of the things I learned, I think when I was in elementary school, that time our teacher would say it, but we didn't know what he's talking about. He said, if you leave your house and step out of your house and you meet somebody and they ask you, where are you going? You should know where you are going. And you should know the reason why you are going to where you are going. So later on, I've come to realize that he was talking about setting a goal for yourself. So now that you are in the university as individual, make sure that what? You set a goal for yourself. You should have a vision of what you want to be. And that becomes, you have a goal. In the goal, it should break down into what we call objectives. So you do them gradually. The way my teacher explained is that if you move out of your house, just like you come here, you are in your hostel, and you move out, and you don't know where you are going, and you meet somebody, and the person asks you to follow him, you follow him or her. It's just like you going to the station. When you go to the station, there are cars going to different destinations. There are some going to Accra, there are some going to Wa, there are some going to Oti region, there are some going to Western region. If you don't know where you are going to, you go and board any of them, and it will take you to a destination that you don't want to be at. It is the same thing that happens in the university. Now that you are in the university, you should know why you are here. If you know why you are here, and you are working on step by step towards it, you realize that very soon you end up graduating in the next 4 years' time. We'll all be there, and like I said, I'll be introducing you as what? The valedictorian of what? The college. Now, I've spoken to you, the provost has spoken to you, a lot of people will be speaking to you. Like the provost said, most of the information that we are giving out to you today, they are all captured in what we call student guide and conduct. In the past, we used to print them and distribute it to students. Now, with your numbers, it's becoming difficult. There's a copy here. This is a typical example of it. And I want to talk to you about me as an individual with specific regards to this one. I have been a student, undergraduate. I studied up to master's level. And always when I meet students, I tell them, you see, if you are a student, one of the things that we take serious is lecture notes, because that is where we are going to write exam and get marks. In fact, I was one of them. I behaved just like that. Until I came to work in the university, I didn't know the importance of this very well. So now I tell every student I meet that whether you are a Christian or a Muslim, you have to take this as what? Your Bible. In fact, apart from your daily guide or whatever it is that you study, you make sure that you study from page 1 to the end of this document and have whatever it contains in it at your fingertips, and it will make your stay here very what? Smooth. Aside of this, we also have the university website. We have the university website, which is www.knust.edu.gh. You go to that place, you see all the principal officers that I've mentioned. You have to know their names, and you have to be conversant with them. And I tell people that if I am on an interview panel, and you come to the interview, and I ask you, you say you came to KNUST, one of the first questions I'll ask you is that during the period that you're in the university, who was the vice chancellor? You don't know. You fail. You will fail. So please, make sure that, there's a way of saying, they say you've come to the university, so you should let the university do what? Pass through you. So please, let me end here. There are others who also come in. So I want to ask if we can take a few questions. If anybody has questions up to this level, then if there are no questions, we can continue with other presentations. Thank you. Please, let me say this. I was told by a teacher that when somebody teaches you and he asks whether there are questions, and there are two things. He says if there are no questions, it means two things. It means you understood whatever you've been taught, or you don't understand anything at all. Which of them are you?
Any question for the college registrar? Block F, Block B, and Block C. If you have questions, we'll give you the priority. The coordinators for Block B, F, and C. If anybody has a question, let the person Oh, okay, okay. All right, so let's clap for the college registrar. If you have any question for him, please write it down. The IT officer is telling me there's a platform being provided for you to put your questions there so that we'll read them out for you. Thank you very much.
Please, let me just add this one. You realize that when you came to the university, wherever you are registering, you are being given a SIM card. Make sure that you incorporate that into your phone. In the university, because of your numbers, majority of information that are disseminated are done through text messages. So you make sure that you do what? You are constantly on that to check messages that come to you. And you will not be found wanting. Otherwise, you have problem. Everything that university does, we send messages, we do presentation, but individual messages are also sent to you. And make sure that you use them very well. Otherwise, you'll be found wanting. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So we are going to have a presentation on university exams. You cannot be here without writing exams. How many of you want to finish the university without writing exams? Let me see. You don't want to write exams, you want to have your certificate and go your way. Hallelujah. For your information, you have to fall in love with exams. Yes, you'll be having multiples of them, some of them unannounced. The lecturer comes and they just want to test you over what you discussed the previous week. So it's not going to be like SHS, where possibly the lecturer will give you, the teacher will give you advance notice and let you prepare. So get ready for all kinds of surprises. So the exams officer for the college is going to take us through all the things that we need to know, at least the key ones that we need to know about the conduct of university exams, the do's and don'ts, and all the related issues. So I want to call Dr. Ali Nyaba to take us through this important session. Please, let's welcome him as he comes leading us. We ask you to write your questions down. Block B, Block F, and Block C. Please get all your questions down. I will give you the platform to answer them, to ask them.
Thank you so much, Registrar. Yes, so I'm supposed to talk to you about exams. And somehow, since you have come here to study, it's one of the most important things. It's the one that determines how you live here. There are two extremes. You either live here as a valedictorian, like Registrar mentioned, or you don't do well and you are withdrawn, or you are in between these two extremes. But I wish the first one for all of you. And before the slides are projected, kindly let me talk about some general things before. You must know your principal officers. Principal officers. In this university, if you see any staff, we willingly, without any form of coercion, picked forms, applied to come and serve students. That's our core duty. Do not be afraid to see your exams officer, your HOD, your dean, or your provost, if you have any reason to do so. please do not rely on course reps. They are not as conversant with what is expected of you like these principal officers. Please, do not rely on course reps. As for the agenda boys and girls, that is even worse. They will give you abridged timetables that will mislead you. Please, don't depend on the young men and women who claim to have all the solutions to your problems, including giving you timetables, slides, questions. When they are seeking for positions, they lure you with things that can put you into trouble. Please, beware of the agenda boys and girls. They will mislead you. Do not depend on your course reps. Kindly seek any form of help from your exams officer, your HOD, your dean, or your provost. Okay, so I am going to talk about 3 principal things. This thing is not moving. Is there a manual one I can be? Okay. Okay, thank you. So I'll talk about 3 main things, from registration to examination policies and then grading system here in KNUST. So there are 2 forms of registration every semester. The course registration, which you'll be required to do anywhere that you are in the world. You will not need to come to KNUST before you can register your courses. So usually before the beginning of every semester, you'll be told when registration begins. And wherever you are, even if you are outside Ghana, you can register your courses before you report to school. When you come to school, there are a few more days for you to do so. But the biometric registration, you must be on campus. It is to verify you that you are physically present here. So that one, when you report, as soon as possible, it also has deadlines. As soon as possible, kindly be verified biometrically. In fact, it is very difficult for lecturers or examiners to know who is a student and who is not a student when we are teaching. The only thing that makes you a student in KNUST is when you register your courses. So if you are supposed to be a student and you haven't registered your courses and you are roaming around, it's like any other person who is just passing by and decided to come and join us to take any activities in and outside the classroom. So it is only registration that qualifies you to be a student here. So you should prioritize it at the beginning of every semester. Prioritize it at the beginning of every semester. Attending lectures is compulsory. And we have rules that bar you from not participating in our assessments. I'm talking about examinations. If you fail to attend lectures. So for instance, if you fail to attend lectures for 15 cumulative days, you will not be eligible to write examination at all for the whole semester. 15 cumulative days. And if you fail to do so, like if you are absent for lectures in any particular course for 3 cumulative lecture periods, the lecturer would write to the HOD and tell the HOD that you are not eligible to take his or her exams. And then you will be prevented from writing that paper. And it will be deferred for you. I'll talk about the repercussions of deferment. That particular course will be deferred for you. Yes, elective courses may only apply when you get to third and final years. So maybe I should just mention that when you get to third and final year, you choose elective courses at the beginning of your registration. So for instance, you were in Afghanistan and then you chose some 2 electives. You have come to campus and then you have changed your mind about those electives, one of them or both of them. You must do so within the registration period. When it elapses, you can't change your elective. But this is for third and final year. So you may get to know this in subsequent interactions with your school handbook. But please, we had the experience of some of the first years inadvertently not registering some compulsory courses. In fact, they did not know. We didn't notice this until we were processing results. So those courses were automatically deferred for those category of students. And if they are not lucky and they trail 2 more courses and they are unable to pass them during supplementary, they could have been withdrawn. So please, the minimum credit hours for any form of registration in this university is 15, and the maximum is 21. But for first years, your minimum cannot be less than 18. It ranges between 18 and 21. And for the avoidance of doubt, you should confer with your classmates to see whether your registration slips are in synchrony. Let me talk about timetable. And this was where I mentioned the course reps. Some course reps are very exuberant, too exuberant. And they think that they are making the work easy for you. But sometimes they could mislead you too. When you come here, even if you are less than 18, you have to rise up to the occasion that you are an adult. And you should be responsible for the things that you do and are not able to do. So please, kindly take timetables from the official platforms where they have been published. And you should note that provisional timetables or draft timetables are subject to change. So you should only follow the final versions of timetables. Because the timetable can be, for social sciences, the timetable can be more than 20 pages. Because of that, most of you are very lazy to go through the timetable yourself. So a course rep or an agenda person will give you an abridged half-page version, and you depend on it. That is very risky. So kindly follow the timetable in its provisional form yourself from the official platforms where they have been published, and make sure that you only deal with the final timetable for either lectures or examinations so that you don't miss. For our college, we have parallel and regular streams for all the faculties, from law, School of Business, and social sciences. So you could be seeing 2 different timetables published at the same time. If you are in the parallel stream, please make sure that you are looking at the parallel stream timetable. If you are in the regular stream, make sure that you are looking at the regular stream timetable, because that one too can mislead you. I will now talk about the conduct of exams. There are 3 forms of exams. So the first semester, at the end of, at the beginning of every first semester, every semester we have two exams, mid-semester exams, and then end-of-semester exams. But after all that, before the end of the academic year, there is something that we call supplementary exams to help those of you with trails to redeem yourself. Trails. No, I'll talk about trails later. So I'll talk about the different, but trail is like those of you who have trails, including failing a course, to redeem yourself during the supplementary exams. So there are 3 exams, mid-semester exams for semester 1 and 2, and end-of-semester exams for semesters 1 and 2. But at the end of the academic year, you have a redemption platform where you redeem yourself in your trails. All the trails, I'll talk about them, except DF. Here, you must report to the exam hall at least 30 minutes before, so that the inspection, sharing of exam papers and other things will be done before the start of the paper. So when the paper starts at 2 p.m., you don't go there at 2 p.m. You have to be there at least 30 minutes before. But what is even more serious is that if you go there after 30 minutes, you are not eligible to write the paper. That means you have missed it. Don't go and beg invigilators. Nobody will do you that favor. So kindly put your destiny in your hands. And when you are going to the exam hall, go with your ID card. That is the basic form of identity. But apart from the ID card, kindly make sure that anything that you need for the exam, you are armed. We don't take eraser from your colleague for you in the exam hall. And I have never done that in my life, not even at gunpoint. So if you need an eraser, you make sure you have it. If you don't have it, that means you have missed it. If you have shaded a wrong answer, allow it to be. So if you are going to the exam hall, anything that you need, send it. But the basic thing that we'll use to identify you and even let you into the exam hall is the student ID card. Here, we don't write our names on exam papers. We write index numbers. That will be captured as examination numbers on your ID cards. So index number is the same as the exam number. Kindly take note. Now that you don't have them yet, if you are given any form of assessment, your examiners will allow you to write your names. By the beginning of mid-semester, you should have index numbers. And if you write your name on the exam paper, it's an offense. It's an offense to make a mistake, to write your name on the exam paper. So make sure you don't do that. But before mid-semester, most of you who might have not registered early enough will not have index numbers yet or exam numbers yet. So you are permitted by your examiner who is trying to assess you in any written form to write your name. I will not tell you what constitutes cheating in exams. It's like a sin. Everybody knows what is a sin. So when you cheat in exams, there is no way you will be forgiven. The punishment ranges from rustication to dismissal. Thou shalt not cheat in exam hall. When you get to the exam hall, kindly focus. Yes, there is this thing that students are afraid to do. Please, if you have a problem, if you doubt your mark, you can contact the examiner to see whether he or she has made a mistake. If the mark you got has been confirmed by the examiner and you still feel you could have done better, you can apply for remarking. And you apply through your HOD, dean, provost, straight to the vice chancellor. at a fee, not too expensive. And you are supposed to do so 1 month after the publication of results. Here we say academic board. In your handbook, they will say academic board. But in recent times, before continuing students' results, because continuing students' results end at the college board, you can apply for remarking after college board. So 1 month after college board, if it elapses, that means you are not eligible to apply for the remarking. But don't be afraid to do so if you think you have a good case. I'll now talk about grading system. So here, all forms of continuous assessment, including mid-semester exam, constitute 30% of your grading for each course in each semester. So you have 30% for continuous assessment and then 70% for end of semester. Registrar has already mentioned that in KNUST, we use CWA, we don't use GPA. I'll explain what is CWA later, but I don't know what is GPA. Yes, fortunately too, here you don't need 80 to get an A. If you get as low as 70, that's excellent. Excellent. So between 70 and 100% is excellent, and it follows suit. But make sure you are not within the 0 to 39 bracket. And here too, you don't need 80 CWA to get first class. 70, you are in first class. And it ranges from 70 to 100. And then second class upper is 60 to 69.99 up to the one we call pass. So anything below pass, that means you don't have a degree. So here we don't have third class. We have first, second upper, second lower, and a pass. We don't have third class. Anything below, so if your CWA is less than 45, that means your 4 years here is in vain. There are ways that you can redeem yourself through other means, but I don't expect any of you to get there. I'm not going to try to explain that. But when you mistakenly get there, you can speak to your HOD or your exams officer at that time. Okay, so the CWA is the cumulative weighted marks divided by the cumulative credit hours. So the marks you get for each course, you add them and divide them by the credit hours. If there are questions here, I could explain further, but the dynamics are not as straightforward as it is. You know, the courses do not have the same credit hours. Some have 2, some have 1, some have 3. So you don't add all and divide by the credit hours. You have to multiply the mark you get for each course by the credit hour for that course before you now add that and sum that up and divide it by the credit hours for the semester, if it is just one semester, and cumulatively do so until your last semester or the 8th semester here. Okay, so I'm now going to talk about the trails. So a student is deemed to have trailed if you get less than 40. That's an F. When I was coming to the university, one of the things that inspired me was that in the secondary school, the pass mark was 50, and it was reduced to 40 here. So I said, but that's a boost. There's no way I should get below 40. That's easier. So F is a trail, but there are other forms of trails. X, I star, I, and DF. So any of these is synonymous, almost synonymous to the F. They are all trails. So failing a course is just one form of trail. How do you get an F? Assuming You have committed a crime. When you commit a crime, we don't just judge your case there and then. We set a committee to look into your case. While they are looking at your case, we cannot mark your script and give you marks. So for that particular course, we will put X there. X there. We will not grade you. So, and then we will alleged examination malpractice. So we will put X there, and then we write by it, alleged examination malpractice. So when we try you, and then you are found guilty, then the appropriate sanctions are applied. There is something that we call I-star. That is like, there is evidence on the attendance sheet that you have taken the exams. So you don't have a case. But for whatever other reason, the examiner is unable to produce your mark. It could be any reason. So we put I-star there, and then we charge the examiner to make sure he finds your mark. You understand? So we put I-star there. That means we are awaiting the score for that particular course. Then the I is incomplete. That one, for a very good reason, you could not write the exam. Maybe you were ill with evidence. And when I say with evidence, that means you were at the KNUST hospital, and then they provided a medical report to that effect. Or you were treated in any other hospital, you brought a medical report, and it has been authenticated by the Director of Health Services here at KNUST. So for medical reasons, you could not take that paper, or if there are more, those papers. So we will give you I, incomplete. Or maybe you represented KNUST in a debate competition, or you represented KNUST in a sporting competition. Like, for any good reason, you could not take the paper. So we put I there, incomplete, so that it doesn't affect your CWA. For DF, that one, like the first instance when I was talking about registration, if the lecturer says you were not attending lectures, that means you haven't acquired the requisite knowledge to write exams on that particular course. So we put DF there. What is expected of you is that you have to come and sit in class and then learn the course before you are eligible to write the exams. That is the reason why, so you can redeem yourself if you have trailed with F. You can, during the supplementary exams, you can redeem yourself if you have trailed with X, I-star, or I during supplementary exam. But DF, you can't write during supplementary exams because you did not participate in the teaching and learning process in the classroom to be equipped to write the paper. Okay, I've already said the pass mark is 40, but I brought it back here to talk about something. So if you keep on getting 40 because you just want to pass, at the end of the 4 years, you will not pass, although you have been passing the courses. If your CWA is less than 45, you haven't passed enough to get a degree. So KNUST will not award you a degree. While your cohorts are graduating, you have to remain here. Then we will comb the college and the whole university and look for courses that you can do to build your CWA to at least 45 so that we can give you a pass. That's very Herculean. So it is good to pass occasionally, but it is better to get something better than just a pass often. Okay, so now to talk about the repercussions of, if you are in the first, second, or third year, and your CWA is between 40 and 44.99, after supplementary exams, you will be on probation. And if you are on probation, you can go to the next class to redeem yourself. If you are unable to redeem yourself and you are on probation for 2 successive times, you will be repeated. So probation is like a warning. But if you are in the 2nd and 3rd year and your CWA is below 40, we will repeat you. If you are in 1st year, just like you, this one applies to you directly. At the end of this academic year, if your CWA is less than 40, we would withdraw you. That means you were not fit to come here, but you have the opportunity, if you have made mistakes, to apply to repeat the 1st year. So you don't go and buy forms again. So you can apply to your dean through your HOD to repeat, but don't even put yourself in this situation. How can you get a CWA of less than 40? Okay, so supplementary exams. If you register for the redemption exams and then you fail to write, we will give you 0%. And that is very suicidal to your CWA. So when you register for supplementary exams, which you must do, kindly make sure you write. And I've already said, deferred courses cannot be written during supplementary exams. And supplementary exams are marked over 100. So when you are writing, it's not like the end of semester that is over 70. So you can only defer your program for 1 year unless it is a medical situation. Otherwise, you can defer for 1 year. You in the 1st year, you are not eligible to defer unless you have a 2 good reasons to do so, including medical reasons. Yes, so I will not pretend to have told you everything about exams. I have just given you an overview. It is your responsibility to know the rest from the Bible that registrar mentioned. And when you cannot understand the Bible properly, you can always speak to your exams officer or your HOD or any other principal officer. Thank you so much.
Okay, so we want to allow for some questions. You should have a question. If you don't have, you should have. So those on the other floors and those in the other auditoriums, let's get your questions. The IT officer who is helping us with the questions, online questions, please, let's have them so that we can read it out for them. But at least we can start from block E. If you have a question, put your hand up, and then we'll give you the microphone. Senior, please help us.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity given. My question is, if I want to meet any of the names mentioned, the registrar,
see officers of the university. Let me say that there is nothing like protocol. If you have an issue which has to do with exam, like the exam officer say, make sure that you go to your exam officer. He or she will explain whatever is bothering your mind to you. If you have anything which has to do with your studies at the department, you can go to your head of department. He or she can help you. As you go along, you will also be given what we call academic tutors. In your department, your class is divided among the lecturers of the department. So you can also consult your academic tutor. If you have any problem which is bothering you, you can also go to the offices and meet with the administrators. If the issue has to do, whatever the issue is, when you go to the administrators and they cannot solve the problem, they will then direct you to the appropriate place where your issue can be addressed. I'm sure this should answer your question. Right.
Microphone, please. Okay, over there. Please put the microphone on.
Sir, please, what's credit hour?
Okay, so for each course, we have credit hours. It's the number of hours that you are engaged in both the lecture periods and then maybe sometimes in our college, because we don't do practicals, the tutorials. So if it's a 3 credit hour course, that means that you have 2 hours of lectures, for instance, and then 1 hour of tutorial every week. Yes. These are not... Okay, so aside from the lectures, we have teaching assistants who you meet because they are relatively your contemporaries. You are able to speak freely during such lectures. That's where you have learned the thing, and then you come to have a discussion with someone who is more experienced in the course to help explain some of the things that you did not get when you were learning. So that's what we call tutorial. So sometimes it's on your timetables, other times it is scheduled during the regular class period. Yeah, if the microphone is not working, why don't we take... No, I'm talking about take, because this one is working.
Please, the students who don't partake in the examination due to the exceptional circumstances highlighted, please, if you give them the incomplete, how would their CWA be calculated?
Okay, so the incomplete doesn't affect the calculation at all, so it is skipped. That particular course, because there is no mark, we don't use the credit hours as part of the calculation of the CWA. So all the other forms of trails, apart from the F, is not something that affects your CWA, either better or worse.
Okay, thank you. I'm the person of Mafuta Godwin, economy student. I want to ask a question in regards to the remark. Maybe at the end of the examination, you know you performed very well, and you weren't expecting the marks that you've had.
Right.
And then you have realized your own problem. Maybe you had a little issue with the lecturer, that into the poor performance of you. and you want to apply for the remark, and you know very well that's the problem. And then in the process of applying for the remarking, you attach that reason to it. Maybe you want them to know this is the problem that resulted into that. So would they give you the opportunity to apply and have the remarking process, or the issue would be addressed with you and the lecturer? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. I think there are a lot of myths, and I'm happy some of them are coming up for us to demystify. For instance, when the young lady was talking about the protocols, it is something that runs through with students. Please, that's why I began by telling you that there is no person, there is no staff in KNUST here who did not know that he has applied to come and serve students. So there is no boss, so no protocols. Like the courtesies that you have accorded your teachers right from basic school, yes, you have to accord such courtesies to every office holder. But it's not like there's a strict protocol that you can meet or not meet to meet any of these principal officers. And it applies to the remarking too. Students have this impression that if you are okay with the lecturer, and if you are not, yesterday I was telling my students that when I was a student, I didn't even greet my lecturers when we are in church. We could be sitting together and I'll not even let you know that you are teaching me. You people make us too important. Please, in fact, ideally, no lecturer will grade you according to his relationship with you. But this is a human institution. If it happens, the university have put in place structures that will not put you in a position where you have to be in the lecturer's good books before you do well, and if you are in the bad books, you don't do well. So the remarking process, you don't even need to go and then settle issues. You don't need to. When you apply for remarking, the script is given to another lecturer outside of the university. It is not even within the university. So that you say the lecturer knows this person and this person knows this person. And then there is an independent examiner again who is also outside of the university who will look at the remarked script to ensure that there is fairness. And if it happens that you had a good case, even the money that you paid for the application is reimbursed. So please, like the very first thing is to get in touch. Sometimes we could make mistakes. When you get in touch with the examiner and he said it wasn't a mistake and you still feel that you could have done better, please go ahead and know that the system will protect you. You are not here to do our bidding. You are not here for us to do to get the benefit of our usual cooperation.
Thank you for the opportunity to speak. Please
hold on. Let me just add this one to what Dr. Ali has said. You see, when you come to the university describes every student as junior member in statu populare of the university. What it means is that when you come to the university, see Dr. Ali, he has children. The librarian will be talking to you has children. The deans have children. The provosts have children. Their children are also part of us here. So what the university is saying is that once you find yourself as a student in the university, you take every worker who is working in the university as your parent. So don't be afraid to go to anybody when you have issues. That's one. Then number two, why will you even want to put yourself in a situation where you should have issue with your lecturer? You shouldn't be thinking about that. Make sure, you see, like I said, just take the student guide, read it very well. You go to lecture, they give you instruction, you follow it. You will not be having problems with lecturers to be talking about remarking and all sorts of things. Well, me, I am a Christian. And I tell people, whatever you aim for yourself, that's what you get. So, to me, you have to make sure that you place yourself in such a way that you don't have to be going through some of these issues, like remarking. You see, one of the things I've learned is that any exam that you wrote, if you yourself, you know that you've written the exam, if you pass, you know that you will pass. If you don't pass, you know that. You yourself, you know. In fact, from the very beginning, when you go to school, you know that this exam that I've written, I will pass. And if it is like that, that's what he's saying. If it is like that, don't have issue at all. You can go to your exam officer, you can go to your academic tutor, you can go to your head of department. You get it? Or you can go to the lecturer himself and discuss that, look, you think this, and this. And like he said, we are human, so if it is mistake, they go through it and they realize that it is mistake. Normally, when you call for the remarking, you pay some amount. If they find out that it is a mistake, they will refund the money you pay to you, and your marks is adjusted to whatever it's supposed to be. But you must know, if you go, let's take it that Dr. Ali marks your paper and gives you 40 or 45, and you said you don't agree with him, and you go, and then the next person who marks gives you 35, then you understand the situation. But then, like I was saying, why would you want to even put yourself in that situation? One thing with the university examination is that the lecturer who teaches you is the same lecturer who sets the questions and develop the marking scheme and mark the exams. Unlike the SHS, when you are taught in a different school, somebody is in school A, another person in school B, and then there is an examiner who is setting the questions somewhere. There is white people who are marking it. Also, in the university, is the lecturer who is teaching you. One of the techniques or the things is that if you attend all lectures, listen carefully to your lecturer, there is no way you are going to fail your exams. There is no way. If you are constantly at lectures, listening to lectures very well, make sure that they make reference, go and read so and so and so, and you go and read. I can assure you that in the university, you won't fail university exam. University exam is the cheapest to write. It is. Because it's the person who is teaching you who is setting the question. And he is the same person who is going to mark. So please, that is within one semester. Or the person who teaches you the course is the same person who will mark them. And within one semester. So it doesn't take too long. The other thing that, let me add this one, especially with regards to examination, is that in the university we practice what we call semester system. And he used a certain word, cumulative. So when you go to lectures today and you do what they call interim IA or class work, they put it down. The next time you do it, they are adding on. So you keep adding on until the time you finish. So you make sure that learning in the university is not like the SHS when you say, oh, I'm keeping this when it is time for exams. When you go to lectures today and whatever you are taught, you make sure that you learn and understand it. Because the following day when you go, you are building upon that. So please, take note of that. And when you follow it, it will help you very well. Thank you.
Please.
Thank you for the opportunity to speak. Please, from what I heard, you said the credits registered for freshers is supposed to be 18 and above, like 18. But currently, for business administration, the credits registered is 17. So I want to know if there is any cause for alarm.
Not at all. It's within the 15 and 21.
Thanks for giving me the opportunity to ask the question. Please, I want to ask that, is there a possibility that after an exam, a student might not get his or her result? And if that happens, what might be the cause and the solution to that cause? And also, how does the school provide support to students with disability? Thank you.
I am sure student support system presentation will be made in due course, so it will be addressed. But KNUST pampers students with disability. Don't worry about that at all. And in the unlikely event that you don't get your score, I don't know whether you are talking about you don't get a score for a particular course or you don't get a score for all the courses, but whatever it is, you know, the reasons cannot be said now because it is possible that for whatever reason, something might have happened to your script. You understand? Something might have happened to your script. From the exam hall up to where the examiner is supposed to mark the script and then record the marks. So it is determined by what has happened to the script. That is why we have the different. Okay. Okay. Yes. So in order to reduce the risk of losing a script, when you finish writing the exams, we tell you to wait for us to count your script, and then we make sure that it tallies with the number of people who wrote the exams in that hall before you leave. So there are several ways that we do to reduce the possibility of losing your script that may lead to not having a score for you in a particular course or so. But whatever it is usually very well addressed. Yeah, thank you. No, I said student services will address it so that.
We have questions from our colleagues in the other auditorium. We'll address them after the next presentation. Okay, if Dr. Lee wants to leave, then kindly help us with these online questions. Somebody says that, how do I get my timetable as a parallel student? Okay, questions that are related to the department and faculties, I will jump over them, we'll address them tomorrow at the faculty and department level. How do I register my course as a first year student now that I'm here? Where can I get the timetable? What platform can I get a timetable? If you could address these.
Okay, the first thing is that what we call parallel, regular, and fee-paying are equal streams that are only differentiated by the amount of money that you pay as fees. So whatever we do for the regular students, we do the same for the parallel students. Whichever platform that we will put the parallel timetable, that's where the regular timetable too will be. So we post your timetable on the department, faculty, and college websites sometimes. We post it on the notice boards, hard copies. So just make sure that you stay in touch. Yesterday, my nephew asked me, they said we will have this, but they didn't tell us. And I told him there's no assembly hall here to do announcement. And he hasn't texted me from yesterday. So just stay in tune with the new normal. Just stay in tune with the new normal. We don't have different platforms for regular and parallel students. Registration. So I am sure the IT people may be in a better position to explain this than me. But under normal circumstance, yes, you should be able to register from the AIM app or the school portal. If you're unable to do so, kindly see your exams officer. This is for law and business. As for the Faculty of Social Sciences, because it is the very first semester, first year, you can't register your courses unless you go for the minor course. So you will go to the department, send your admission letter, the committee will give you the minor course, you send that to your exams officer, your exam officer will activate it in the system, then you will go and then register for social sciences alone. And you are doing this once and for all. After this semester, the procedure will be the same for everybody. You register on your phone, on your laptop, whatever gadget in the house, wherever you are in the world. If you have challenges with registration, then you have to come to school. And when you come to school, do not hesitate to see your department exams officer to do the registration for you. I think I had to, isn't it?
All right, please let's appreciate Dr. Ali for his time. Thank you very much. Okay, so we'll go through some of the basic rules and regulations that you need to know as a fresh student. The university stands on some of these conducts and misconduct so that you prepare yourself accordingly. As has already been told you, we have all these captured in the student's guide, which the registrar showed you a copy. So please, let's take our notes down. At the end of the presentation, we'll take a short break and then pick the other presentations. So we'll quickly go through these. This is to give us an idea of what discipline is. You are here from SHS, so you should know what is discipline. Any bad or unacceptable behavior the university considers as a misconduct. Any bad or unacceptable behavior is considered a misconduct by the university. So 4 main documents give the university power to organize students' life on this campus. The first one is the Act, which established KNUST. The second legal document is the Statutes of the University. The third one is what we call recorders. These are books, manuals that the university publishes from time to time, which captures policies, decisions, rules in the university. And the last one is the student's guide, which has already been mentioned. So we'll do a quick scan, just a few areas in this document. For example, if you take the Act of the University, it gives the Vice Chancellor the power to exercise the authority as the Chief Disciplinary Officer for not only students, but also staff of the university. So Section 15 of the Act enjoins the University Council to enact statutes for carrying out the Act into effect. happy the light is back? We are not. We are sad about that. You want to go home? What no. Yeah, no more. So we have our washrooms. As you exit, you can go straight under block C. We have the ladies on the left and the gents on the left and the ladies on the right. You could also go to the basement of this building. We have washrooms there. Okay, so let me even start from some of the sanctions before we come to the various, some of the infractions. So the university has various sanctions that we apply to students who go against the university rules and regulations, from the very basic, the very simple to the more serious ones. So if you go against any of the rules that the exams officer is talking about, the college registrar is talking about, the university can write and warn you. So that is the basic level. The university can write and warn you to refrain from that conduct. The university can write and reprimand you. You chew on him, you count on him. The university can also do that for indulging yourself in that act. Another sanction is that the university can suspend you from the university for, say, a year or 2 or more, depending on the gravity of the offense that you committed. So that is rustication. You'll be suspended from the university for a certain period. The university can cancel, if it is involved, the conduct involves exams malpractice, your exams or the papers involved could all be cancelled so that you come and resit all the papers. And sometimes the papers could be cancelled and you could still be given other sanctions. So about 1 or 2 or more sanctions could be applied to you depending on the seriousness of the offense. So we are moving from the least to the more serious. The university can dismiss you, whether you are in first year or second year or third year or final year, the university can dismiss you. Then there's one that is even more serious. Apart from this, the university can, even when you have completed school and you are gone and you are working with Newmont, Ghana, if the university hears that you have done any act which brings the name and the image of the university into disrepute, ridicule, the university can withdraw your certificate. So when you are mommy and papa, and you are living your own private life, if the university thinks that certain conduct you've involved yourself in affects the image of the university, the university can publish to the whole world that this person who enrolled in this program in the university, any certificate the university gave to the person is no more recognized, and it should not be accepted anywhere in the world. So the implication is that even when you complete the university and you go, you are not gone. We can still chase you wherever you go. I'll pick few areas from the student's guide, which will be your main manual. The college registrar says it should be your second Bible. So these are some of the conducts the university frowns upon. To be absent from the campus without permission from appropriate authority or without reasonable excuse doesn't mean you need to take exeat when you are going out. No. You don't need to take exeat when you are going to town to buy anything. But we have to understand that once you are in the university, and especially if you are in the halls, anything that happens to you, the university is answerable to that. So if you are going to be away for a certain period, for example, you are a team, you are a group, you are going outside to do something, you need to notify the university. You need to notify your hall authorities And some of them you need to notify the university authorities through the Directorate of Student Affairs that we are this group of people, we want to go to the Lake Bosomtwe, want to go here, want to do that. So that the university know your whereabouts at any point in time. Or if anything happens to you whilst you are outside campus, the university can stand in for you and defend you. So we are not talking about taking exert or something like that. To be absent from lectures, the exams officer has already mentioned that, so I'll skip it. To indulge or be involved in any antisocial activity whilst in the residence, outside campus, or even after completing the university. I've already mentioned that. A breach of guidelines on social media usage. You can find this at section 20.1 of the Student's Guide. Any anti-social media misbehavior. And if you read the Student's Guide, details of this is provided. Breach of the guidelines on week celebrations. The halls and the departments and colleges, they have whole week celebrations. And there are rules that guide these celebrations. If you go against any of these rules, the university will come after you. Very soon you'll find yourself in various social groupings and all that. If your group make contribution and the organizers of the group mismanage these funds, the university will come after them. So those who use Adwinkesiye to blow people's money, the university will call them to answer. Any acts that elicit public alarm, public disturbance, breach of the peace, any action that endangers life, any action that damages private property. So you see, these are broad issues. These are very broad. Any action at all that elicits public alarm, you are causing fear and panic, either on campus or wherever you went. You are causing disturbance. You don't want people to learn. You are just disturbing people. Breach of peace. Any action of any student that endangers life or that damages whether university property or private property attracts a sanction. Any act that disrupts university business, university events. For example, we are here having orientation. If anybody conducts him or herself and this causes disruption of this process or lectures or any sanctioned activity of the university, it amounts to misconduct and it attracts appropriate sanctions. The university has abolished all these actions, so we say they are proscribed. They are abolished. You are not supposed to involve yourself in any of them. In fact, if you see them far away, run away. If you could smell them coming to you, just take the other direction. Any of these. Let's take note. Those of you who say that doctor has prescribed alcohol usage for you, and you quote from the Bible that Paul told Timothy that because of his sickness and disease, he must take some alcohol. Alcohol misuse is prescribed in the university. Don't ask me the meaning of misuse. I won't explain. What's the meaning of misuse? You pass your WASI, so you should understand misuse. The use of another person's credit card, debit card, ID card without authority. Without authority. Acts of dishonesty, whether it's cheating or falsification or forgery or plagiarism or theft. When you pretend to act as an agent for another person or a group, but you don't have the right authority to do that. All these are acts the university doesn't entertain. When you give false information, it amounts to misconduct. I'm going to just skip all those about exams because of representation by the exams officer. So I've mentioned some of the sanctions that will be applied if we go against any of these. So the conclusion is that let's seek to know the rules and regulations. Let's take the student's guide seriously, and let's abide by all the provisions that are found in these books. And then our life on campus here will be comfortable for us. Thank you very much. If we have few questions, we'll take them within the next 5 minutes. My brother from Students' Loan, is he here? Is he around? He has another presentation at the College of Engineering. So I want him to briefly tell us about those who want to take advantage of government provision on student support regarding financial services and loans and things like that. But whilst we wait for him, if you have any question on the presentation, can we read the questions that came? Any question on the rules and regulations? We have the college counselor here. We have the college librarian here to also speak to us. Any question for us? Okay, then let me invite the college counselor to engage us within the next 20 to 25 minutes. Write all your questions down as he comes to talk to us about student support and counseling services available at the Directorate of Student Affairs. Please, let's welcome Mr. Rabbi Darkon. Rabbi.
Thank you, lawyer. I hope it's good morning. Yeah, so good afternoon to you all. And on behalf of the provost and probably my head of KCC, we would want to welcome you all to KNUST. So this is the University Counseling Center. I am Rabbi Darkon. I'm your college counselor. So at any point in time, you can come to me. I will show you my office, my location, where you can get me, so that anytime you can pass through for us to have conversations. So basically that is my contact. You can put it down, my number. Good. So KNUST Counseling Center, in short, KCC, is probably a mental health facility, and we are dedicated to promote healthy environment. What we do is that we create the needed environment for students to talk. Students who have psychosocial issues, who have emotional issues, who have, when they are overwhelmed, at least we are there to provide the needed environment for you to express your view, to talk to us. Because the university in its wisdom knows that at least there will be some heat in your process of, education on campus. And when you realize that you are getting overwhelmed, you need someone to talk to. That is why a whole center has been created for you. The university, before that, I think we were supposed to be there. We were established somewhere 1990, and in 2010 we were made to be a center. So that is it. The center has capable staff. Most of us, when we were in secondary school, we didn't go to our school counselors to engage them, because we have this misconception that anytime you meet them and discuss your issues with them, they'll go sit with their colleagues under the tree and discuss your matters. And because of that, most of you didn't go to your college counselors or your school counselors in senior high school. Here, it is not like that. We are all professionals. We are professional. We take key interest in your issues. We respect our clients, we respect students, and the issues you discuss with that, we put premium on it. We do not discuss with anybody. In fact, confidentiality underlines our professionalism. So please, at any point in time, you can come to us. We provide a lot of skills, training for staff and students as well. I'll throw more light on that. So we have what we call peer counselors. Students like you, we train them to provide first aid counseling to their colleagues. And what we do is that after training, we certify you as well. So by the time you are done your 4-year education on campus, you would have a certificate to indicate that at least when you were in school, you were a peer counselor. And we send you through rigorous training. So we normally apply when you are getting to second year. Now, if you're in first year, you are not qualified. When you are getting to second year, you see an advert, and please, anytime you see the advert, you can apply. We subject you to interview, and when you go through the interview, we can make you a peer counselor. We have programs on Focus FM where you can also join students discussing matters concerning themselves, campus life, and social issues. There is student talk. You can join as well. KCC provide individual counseling to students when you realize that things are eating up in your head. You are unable to control certain things. Let me cite this example. 4 years ago, I think 5 years ago, during my early stages here on campus, around 1 a.m. I had a call. 1 a.m. I had a call. So I heard my phone ring, and fortunately I was unable to pick because I wanted to see whether it will ring again. Then the second time it came again. That was when I realized that it was an emergency. So I decided to pick the phone at the hall. Immediately I started to pick, or probably when I was speaking, I realized that the same number has sent me a lot of messages. And the message was, I can't sleep, about 50 times. So I was alarmed. So I returned the call. When I returned the call, I heard this voice sobbing. It was a female voice sobbing. You could realize the lady was crying throughout the night. So I remember, I did some small first aid there, and I asked her to see me the following day in the office. Around 1:30 p.m. in the afternoon, I saw this beautiful girl, very beautiful, came to my office, and she was crying, and as a matter of fact, she was shaking, she was shivering. So the first thing I asked was that, please, let's send her to the hospital. And she shook her head, anticipating no. So then I was concerned. So I wanted to listen to her. And the long tail of it all is that broken heart, first year. In fact, that was the first time I discovered another symptoms of broken heart, shivering. So if your roommate start to shiver, shake in the room, please don't rush and send a person to the hospital. Probe first. You are saying, Eberto, you are coming. She didn't understand why this guy should leave her at first year, and that was her first guy. And in fact, look at that. So a year later, she came to my office, and I was wondering, why was she trying to kill herself? He said that would have been the worst mistake for me. And he said, apparently, before I called you that time, I looked at all the counselors' names. We had a chart which has all our names. And he knew that no Ghanaian counselor will understand her condition. So immediately she saw my name, Rabbi, she thought I was a Bruni. That was why she called. So the other names were all more or less Ghanaian names. So unfortunately, he didn't see my surname. She didn't see my surname. She saw the first and said, okay, this is Bruni. Here we understand you, no matter your case. Our tables are so wide to accommodate your vomit. We provide couple or family counseling as well. There are times when we realize that we are supposed to engage your parent. We engage them on your consent, on your permission. We do not do that without your consent. Of course, when the case is beyond us, for instance, if it's something like suicide or certain things, we have no other option than to breach confidentiality to do the needful. So that is that we, this year, just next month, we're going to organize a program we call psychoeducation. psychoeducation program. And next month, we're going to talk about relationship. We're going to delve deeper into relationship and how to become a good student in KNUST. We provide services for persons with disability. The student who asks that question, we do that in conjunction with DOSA. When you come, we help them get accommodation, provide financial services for them. And also we help them sail through examinations. Some of them, when we realize that they are unable to see well, we write a comprehensive report for them so that at least their time can be extended depending on your condition. So there's a whole lot of activity for them, assistive device to assist them, sometimes to recommend them to MasterCard for some support services or systems, and also do general counseling for them as well. So basically that is what we do. I want to quickly drift into dangers of sexual assault, and over the years we've been getting cases of this, and we want to hit a little about that. You realize that most of us are within the ages of 16 to probably 30, and that is a stage, if we do not take care, or that's the stage we really want to navigate to other places or friends, have friendship, and that is where we are also exposed to a lot of sexual assault. There's a lot of sexual cases. And one of the things we want to let you know that it is okay to be loved, but first and foremost, whilst you are loving, use your what? Heart and not head, please. It's also key. When we talk about sexual assault, we are talking about unwanted sexual contact, not only intercourse. When you are touching somebody without a person consent, touching a place, even the shoulder without a person consent, it can be referred to as what? Assault. The lawyers are here. We are saying it includes words, sometimes words. You think you are giving the person romantic words. No, it can be assault. You are the only mosquito in my mosquito net. Be careful. Be careful. The person hasn't given you the chance to tell her or him like that, so please. A person's will, or you are trying to do something against the person's will, and without the person's consent. So the key word is consent. Until has the person allowed you to do what you are doing. Here, the freedom is so wide. One of the biggest challenges of the university education is that the freedom is so wide, and if you do not take care, you do certain things that you think will not be seen, but hey, cameras are everywhere watching you. So these are some of the tools they use to coerce students in order to forcefully do certain things with them or sexually harass them. They use force, they use threat, they use manipulation. If you do not accept my proposal, I'm going to kill myself. I'm going to stand on top of Unity Hall and I'll fall. They'll do all these things in order for you to accept them to have something to do with you. They'll threaten you, they'll do manipulation, as if they are sending you to church, as if they are giving you prophecies, as if they are giving you truth. By the time we realize, something has happened. And they coerce them, to commit this crime. Over the years, we get a lot of cases. They come in a nice way, bring your palm, you bring your palm, because something hypnosis. By the time you realize, you release your pins to them, your what do you call your ATM pin to them and computer password. By the time a lady realized, you know what they did to her, they have coerced her to go and bring her laptop, and not only that, her roommates' laptops and their monies. So when she came back to herself, everything gone, and it was like a movie. And these charlatans are in the system. The university is so wide, so please open your eyes. If you see that this person is a stranger, please report the person to the nearest offices around. So key, please. We also have rape or sexual assault is a form of sexual assault, child sexual assault. We have unwanted sexual contact, touching the person unnecessarily, and sexual harassment. I will finish very soon. Peeping is there. Peeping. A lady is bathing, and you are a guy is bathing, and you are secretly looking at the person from a small hole. Please, yechiwa asamaba. Do not peep, please. Masturbation in public. We get this a lot. You are proposing to the girl. The girl is not accepting. By the time you realize, you are just masturbating in front of the lady. If the lady or the guy, please, it is not allowed. Sometimes they expose their genitals. What has he seen? Please, we see all these things. Non-consensual image sharing. The person has not asked you to take a picture of your breast to him, and you are taking, or a naked picture of yours to her, and you are taking. Please, when you are seen, you can be, let's say, arrested or punished. And one of the things you should also know is that anyone can be sexually assaulted. Anyone. And this is a big community, and you have people coming in at any point in time. So indeed, you need to be very careful about your dressing, how you dress, please. Learn to cover yourself up. It's so key. People, especially our ladies, tell it is life. By the time you realize somebody is doing something to you, so please learn to dress decently. Lack of social or refusal support. A lady told me, say, when they propose to me, I'm unable to say no. And I'm saying, hey, madam, you can't say no. Learn to be assertive. Learn to develop these refusal skills. Other than that, you end up sleeping with multiple guys or ladies. Young women who drink or stay out, who stay late, are normally seen or normally recorded or likely to be assaulted by men. We are seeing university student, fresh women who normally women club. Sometimes we are not saying do not join women club, but they are likely to be assaulted. And when you have numerous sexual partners, you have like 3 or 4 guys in the university, you are mature, so hey, you don't go in for one guy, you must go in for 5 or 6 guys. Please, it is not a good advice. If you don't take care, you'll be sexually assaulted. And freshmen and some of those in your first and second year of university education, research has shown that people are likely to be sexually assaulted. And sometimes days of the weekend, during weekend where you want to go to the maybe beach or 9 clubs or go out of campus to chill, if you don't take care, you are likely to involve yourself in this art. And also off-campus parties, you are going out. In fact, when you leave outside campus, you realize that you are exposed and anything can happen to you. Security on campus is so tight and you can be protected. One of the things you must also look at is that, victims are never at fault. So don't tell me because he was wearing mini skirt. Don't tell me because he exposed his chest that forced you to do the act. No, you can't do that. Drinking too much, you can't see the person has drunk too much and that is the reason why you assaulted the person. It is not done. Nobody will hear you. Trying to have a good time. No, we are trying to have a good time. That is why this thing happened. No, the issue is there weren't consent. No consensual was created. Getting carried away. The lady asked you to kiss. She didn't ask you to go down there. So why are you going down there? So please, take note of that. I say how the person was acting. He was acting romantically, and I thought she was calling for it, and I gave out. No, please be careful about that. Or the type of relationship you have with the person from primary to senior high to university doesn't warrant you to sexually assault the person. So violating another person is a choice. You decide it. You choose to do that. And look at the repercussions, the effect we put on these people. Most of them, perpetually, they become sinful to themselves. It becomes a shame. They are most survivors they see themselves to be bad, they see themselves to be dirty, and they see themselves to be weird. And sometimes they can't, it affected their self-esteem. Sometimes guilt. They are always at fault, asking themselves, am I the reason, am I the cause? We put all these things on them. Denial. I remember a lady came to my office at the time, I think about 3 years ago. She has completed school. When she came to me, she was I think 23 years. She was 23 years, and he said I was raped around 8 years, and I didn't tell anybody, not even my parents. And 16 years to I was raped. That was when I informed my parents about the 8 years old thing, and said, now I can't. Just so when he told the parent at age 16 that even 8 years ago she was nearly raped, the parent reprimanded her. And they didn't understand why she didn't inform them about the act. Now she is in 23 years, says, I can't have a boyfriend. When a boy holds me, I begin to shake. She was going through that trauma, childhood trauma, and we have to go through a lot of psychotherapy to assist her. So please, before you do that to a person, find out or ask yourself, if I do this, somebody do this to my sister or a brother, would that thing, would I be happy? Ask yourself. You leave them in a perpetual denial. They do not believe themselves. They think the world has ended for them. It wasn't that bad. So sometimes they tend to compare their issues with others, and they weigh them. Okay, somebody has raped. Somebody has gotten raped. Let me find out how did it go. And they will be doing the comparison. Okay, mine is better. If the person one is, the other one is worse, they are in issues. They try to minimize their case by doing comparison. I've talked about that. And they set boundaries. Some of them, they do not want anybody to come. So sometimes you tell them on penny, no, it's what we call it psychological boundaries. They don't want people to come close because they do not trust anybody. Anybody is a suspect, even family members. Yes, it affects their health, their safety. Their safety is compromised. Emotionally, they are down, and cognitively always thinking about themselves, what is wrong with them, what is wrong with their color, their face. All these things come to them. And victims often know the person who sexually assaulted them. Yes, they know. Sometimes they know. And the weird thing about rape cases, that especially with the guys, you see, you can sleep with somebody today and you go scot-free. In the next 5 years, this issue can be brought back. So you can be a big man, and this issue you did 5 years ago can pull you down. Great men are now in prison because of this. People who had mighty dreams, you know, they were, you could realize that they were very optimistic about the future. You could see that they have good future, but today, their life have come to have been plummeted all because of this act. So I always tell my colleagues or my students that you can feel it, but don't feed it. So you can feel it, feel the desire, but make sure you do not feed it. Yeah, the lady is nice, just recommend and go. You are feeling it, but hey, control yourself. Don't feed it. But if you feed it, by the time you realize you've done what you're not supposed to do. So it impacts not only the survivors, but the victims. Look at the parents, like their friends. Everybody is worried when this thing happened to a friend. So when one sexual escapade is affecting a lot of people around the person, trying to move fast. So we are saying sexual assault is often not reported or convicted. Why? People are feared who believe our story. They will not be believed. They will not be... no one will believe them, and sometimes this thing prevent them from speaking out. We encourage you to talk, be assertive, and come to us and let's have discussion. And they are afraid of retaliation, that when they go and spill the beans, those people will come and attack them later. Please, no. And shame or fear of being stigmatized or blamed. All these things are issues why people do not want to talk about. The pressure from others, and there are a lot of pressure. You did that, it was from you, a lot. And sometimes these cases are discussed under the tree. It shouldn't be done that way. Distrust towards law enforcement, the police cannot be trusted. All these things are reasons why people do not want to do that. And whilst you are here, you would want to explore social media or explore relationship. Yes, we are not saying do not, but we do that with cautious. So whom are you chatting? Whom are you talking to? Do you know the person? And it's so unfortunate that most of us are creating friends on Facebook and other social media platform. Please be very, very careful. There are a lot of charlatans out there who are looking for people to devour. Sexting. I saw sexting. You know that. They do sexual texting. And as the one I saw, it was so interesting. And the lady told the guy told the lady, I have removed your top. And the lady said, I have also removed your trousers. And they are texting. And the other part is so weird. I don't want to go there. Should I go there? Why not? Yes. He says, I have removed my trousers. He says, he said, I have released. What have you released? Mercy. Nude pictures. Please do not do this thing. There's one thing we call sex, a gang bang. Gang bang. The student normally do that thing. One student banging two or one as in four guys banging one girl. Gang bang. You see? So 3 guys banging one girl. And the most frustrating aspect is that they will fix a camera somewhere, secret camera somewhere. You have no idea. So 3 guys, and they'll play music and they are doing these things and they'll record. Please, if you are a lady here, do not send your naked picture to any person. Please. We get this almost in fact, this year we will get. This year we will get every year. So now you put us into a lot of tight corner. We call the UITS people, please come and help us. You know what they do? They put it at areas you have no idea. iCloud, places you can't, they'll put password on that you can't go and they'll be using you. I was dealing with a lady at the time. You realize that the lady has lost self-confidence. This guy beat her at any time, sleep with her at any time. In fact, he has confiscated the lady's laptop, everything. The lady has no control. I remember whilst we were dealing with the case, a lecturer who was sitting by, he said, Rabbi, if this lady had been my daughter, I would have shot this guy right now. And he left. You could realize he was shaking. And when you look at, I'm not doing comparison, but when you look at this guy who is doing this to this wonderful lady, you could see sharp difference. So when we probed, it was later we realized that a lot of things have gone on. The guy is having a lot of naked videos of this lady, and because of that, the lady has kept mute. And the parents have no idea of what the lady is going through. You see, it's so sad. So please be very careful. I love you. You are the apple of my eye. Send me your naked picture, especially when you're about to vacate. Go home so that at least I can feel you away. No, don't let her feel you. Don't let him feel you now. Please take your time. Recording online sexual activities. Yes, you are having sex. You have agreed to have sex, but if you ask the guy or the lady to video, please do not do that, please. Do not go there at all. You are putting, now you know social media doesn't lie. When you put information there, it will remain there forever. And in the near future, you have no idea who you are. You're going to look for a job, and they'll go back to your social media handle to see what you've been doing there. All of them, for them to see your naked video, that would be so weird. So please, try as much as possible to be so cautious about that. Yes, my name is the last one. I'm your college counselor. You can come to me at any point in time. And Miss Ajara Baba is assisting me at the college. You can indicate her name there. She also assists the Muslim community as well. So we are located at the J. Harper building near the commercial area. That is where we are located. That is where my office is. I also have another office at the undergrad block, Anyim complex building. I have an office there, TF4. I'm there on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Thursdays, and Friday. You can meet me there Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. And on Mondays and Wednesdays, I'm at the main office at Directorate of Student Affairs, DOSA. You can come to us at any point in time. Yes, these are contact the main line for the center. So then you can get more information on the website as well. So we say with KCC, you're safe having you are safe. You can come to us at any point in time. Thank you very much for your audience. I'm grateful. Maybe one or two questions. I'll take one or two questions. If there are no questions, okay. So you can come to us for further information, further clarity, and our offices are always open. Any question? Okay. Okay. So there's one there. Hello. 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 Two.
Please, since you have all showed us where the center is actually located, since you have also showed us where your center is actually located, sometimes you may also feel shy and embarrassed that we are actually coming to your center and everybody will be watching us and will know we are going through something. So, in case you also give us your hotline, I wanted to ask the counseling will or must be done at your office or it can actually be done through phone call?
Thank you very much. As a center, we have seen this challenge. So what we are doing is that very soon we're going to launch an app, a counseling app. We are almost through. We are done with that, a counseling app where you can log on. It will be launched probably next month, where you can go on. It has been piloted. We've done everything. You can go on and book for psychotherapy. Yes, you can go on and we can do that online. You have my phone number there. You can also call me. We can meet as I said. But the issue is we do not offer psychotherapy or counseling services alone. We help students who are going through financial aid, and we do a lot of things. So you have no idea why the person is coming to me. You get it? So if somebody has knocked my door and is coming to me, or you see somebody in my room, doesn't necessarily mean the person is going through some issues. And the truth of the matter is, when indeed you feel that you are going through crisis, don't care about what others are saying. Please, I hope you understand. So just have this at the back of your mind. Yeah.
In addition to what the counselor have said, normally when I do presentations to students, there's a quotation. When I was doing one reading, I saw it online, and I copied it, and I still have it. It says that one of the best mathematics you can learn is how to calculate the future cost of your current decision. You are there. You have a problem. You see, counselor has been recruited or employed in the university. All that he does is to advise you. And you are having a problem, and you said, I am feeling shy to go and contact him. The cost of not contacting him as against the one of contacting him. Those of you who are doing economics, you are taught about what? What is known as opportunity cost. So look at what the problem you are going through, and what somebody who is not going through the problem that you are going through will be saying, as against the advice that you are going to get from the counselor. So please, what is happening is that counselor and co, they are made. I think now each college has 2 counselors. So before those who are the center, it is not for nothing that the university or government decided that they will be employed. And then you are having problem, and instead of you going there, you say you are feeling shy because of what A or B will be saying about you. Please, take note, write this, and make sure that at every point in time, you read through it. And I'm sure as you keep reading through it, the person says that the best mathematics that you can learn is how to calculate the future cost of your present decision. So please, be guided by this as you live with us on this campus. And if you take it seriously, it will help you. Thank you.
Thank you. And also would want to add, most of us, we are suffering from this, I don't want to use the word inferiority complex, but we don't have that self-confidence to engage ourselves, our colleagues. And when they come to class, they are quiet, they are mute, they do not want to do anything. This is a period, an environment you can learn, not only your books, but the other us. So when you realize that you're unable to talk to people in public, you can start to learn these skills here. I always advise these students who are in that category to intentional to come to lectures very early. When you come, target the front seat. So immediately you come, good morning class, then you sit. Don't expect to respond. You're training yourself. Good morning class, then you sit. Some people begin to murmur, who is he? 2 days or maybe 3 days after, you come, good morning class, how are you? Some will say, some will respond, some will not. By the time you realize these small things, you gather the confidence to talk to people in public. And formation, since you are here, or whilst you are here, your parents are out there parading. Oh, yeah, it's in KNUST. Yeah, ma. Everybody doing the advert for you. So the expectation of you is going to go high. So to surprise you, you go home and your church pastor or your Ibrahim, you are now in KNUST. Come and talk to the younger ones in church. They'll give you this task. So you have to develop these skills. Please, I hope you understand. Create friendship. Build your social contact whilst you are so careful. Know whom to talk to. Open up. Don't be so closed in. Some of us, we've intentionally created barriers through grimacing our face, frowning. Just open up and allow people to come to you, and I tell you, you will learn a lot. Build your social contact. A lot of people are who they are today, not because of their certificate, not because of the influence or affluence of their parents, but it's because of their what? The things they had when they were in school. The connections they had when they were in school. So today they are getting the jobs they needed. They are getting places through their friends. Yes, can be influential. Your father can be can have money, but link you. But friends can do that. So please get more friends. Be open up. When you realize that you have personal issues, come and let's discuss. And I think it will help you. Any last one? Then I would want to say.
We'll pick a last one if there's any, and then we'll move on. Any? No. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Let's appreciate Rabbi. Thank you very much. So we are running quick. We have few presentations and then we'll be done. We have a rep from the Student Loan Trust here. He will be very brief, about 5 minutes, guiding us on students who want to access loans. So let's welcome our brother. He will tell us what we need to do, show us the office. After that, the college librarian will talk to us.
Good afternoon to you all. All protocols duly observed. I'm sorry, I'm just running around all the colleges, so I'm very busy today, so understand me. Okay, so please, my name is Elijah. I'm the manager for Student Loan Trust Fund for KFC Zonal Office. Yes, Student Loan Trust Fund is an agency under the Ministry of Education and Finance mandated by government to offer out financial assistance in the form of loans to tertiary level students. We have 3 core objectives. The first one is we disburse the loan during your long and difficult stay on campus. Second, we recover their due repayment. And lastly, we try as much as possible to sustain the trust fund so the future generations can benefit. Currently, as I talk to you, we have served over 150,000 Ghanaian tertiary students from 2005 up to date and still counting. The good news is that the government or the current government promised that they will be absorbing your academic user fees. We don't know whether it will happen this year or next year, but should it happen, Student Loan Trust Fund will pay those monies directly to the school. So let's take note of that. After your first year, when you now go to the following year, then you can now access the loan, or you can even still access the loan whilst the government is giving paying the academic user fee. You can still come for the loan to still support other educational expenses. Let's take note of that. Now we have 3 requirements. The first one is that you need to get a Ghana card before you can access the loan. Second, you should have an admission letter or a student ID card before you can access the loan. Most of you, the level 100s, right now you have no ID cards, so you can use the admission letters to apply. We'll give you the money. Now the third requirement is that you need to get an e-switch account or card before we can pay the monies. So we have made arrangement with First Bank. They are currently at Republic Bank this week and next week. They'll be around. Those who need the e-switch cards, you can easily go there and they will get you the card. So if you're applying for a loan, you will have no problem because you have all the 3 requirements. Please, this one is a government social intervention. We are not in to pay the school fee in full. And for that matter, the minimum we can give out to a student is 1,500, and the maximum is 3,000 Ghana cedis for every academic year. So let's say you are doing a 4-year program. So at the end of the 4 years, the 3,000, we're giving the maximum. So the 3,000 by the 4, we'll give you 12,000 Ghana cedis for your educational purposes. Please, when these monies are given to you and you complete, you are not expected to pay back the money immediately. You are given 8 to 10 years to pay back the money. But we normally say it is in your best interest to pay when you complete if you are able to. They are not free money, so okay. So but please, the longer you wait, the amount will also increase. So let's take note of that. So once you complete and you are able, then you can start paying back small. When the loans are given to you, we have an insurance on it that we call the SLPS, Student Loan Protection Scheme. It works in 2 categories. The first one, no one wants to die. So let me use myself for example first. So let's say I'm a student and I pay the loan. Unfortunately, I pass on legally, not out of heartbreaks and the rest. Then my parents who are grieving will not have to pay back the money. Once the medical report confirming that I have died legally or lawfully, the money is written off as a bad debt. Now the second instance that the insurance works is that if you are declared permanently incapacitated, then the loan is written off as a bad debt. But please, in all this, we will need medical reports to confirm, because you and me are Ghanaians, and you know blacks, the way we behave sometimes. So we need a medical report to confirm that I am either dead or I'm permanently incapacitated. Where can we be located? Right away, if you just go out and you're going towards the traffic lights, when you get to the traffic lights, either the bus stop or before the traffic lights, there's a small slope, a walk path. That self-contained you just see there, that's where my office is located. You can always come there and we'll assist you. Thank you very much. Since I don't want to waste your time, thank you.
Uncle Elijah, thank you very much. We've had situations where students are driven from exams room for non-payment of fees, almost at the end of every semester when we are writing exams. And when you have opportunity like this, where you could have this money to support you and you don't take advantage, then it becomes difficult for us to appreciate your situation. So please, let's take advantage of that if we need such support or service. So we want to invite the college librarian who will tell us all the resources available to you in regarding your studies. Where can we find what information? So Dr. Beatrice Atta will guide us in order. Please, let's clap and welcome her.
Good afternoon to you all. And on behalf of all of us in the library, and on my own behalf, I would like to say congratulations on your admission and welcome to KNUST. Okay, thank you. So I'm beginning my presentation with a quote from Einstein. He says, and I quote, "Intelligence is not the ability to store information, but to know where to find it." Okay? He's saying true intelligence lies in knowing the value of information, knowing where to find it, and how to access it. So this afternoon, my job or task is to show you what the library has. We have all the information you need for your academic activities. I would like to show you what we have and where you can find them, or how to access it. Okay, so the KNUST library system is big. Like you've already heard, we have 6 colleges in the university. We have the main university library, that is the Prempeh, the second library, adjacent the Great Hall. And then in each of the colleges, we also have libraries. So in our college, we have 3 faculties. We have libraries in each of the faculties. Now, what's our job? Our job is to support teaching, learning, and research of faculty, students, and other researchers. Our job is to support you in all your educational activities so that you can excel. This is my outline. I'll tell you the library locations, the spaces we have. I'll show you the resources, services, and how to access them, and then the staff we have. So like I said, we have 3 faculties: Faculty of Social Sciences, the School of Business, and then the Faculty of Law. This is the Social Science building. When you come to the Social Science, on the ground floor of the new building, we have a reading room. And when I say a reading room, this is where you can do your individual studies. So you come there, you have a serene environment, no disturbances, no noise. You can do your individual learning. Opposite that reading room, we have a discussion area. So some people like to do discussion with their peers. After lectures, you can come in there with your group or with your friends to do discussions. Okay? And others or research has shown that learning is best achieved when it's done in groups. We get the best outcome from learning when it is done in groups. This is the GPS address for the reading room and discussion area for the social science students. And then on the first floor of the old building, we also have a library, and that serves the Department of English and Modern Languages. There too, you have a reading room and a discussion area. And then you go to Department of Economics, there's also a reading room for you. So we have all these spaces for you, no matter your learning style, whether it is individual learning or group discussions or group learning, you can be sure that we have a space for you. This is the KNUST School of Business. And in here too, we have in the Ayim building a reading room for you. We have a discussion area in the Ayim building on the ground floor, and a doctoral center for the PhD or graduate students. Then we go to Faculty of Law. So Faculty of Law has a dedicated building for a library. We call it the Akokosa Law Library. In there too, you have a resource center on the ground floor. You have a reading area and then a discussion area. So we have all these spaces for you so that you can excel with your learning activities. When are we opened? On Monday, or during the weekdays, we are open from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. During exams, that's in the college, we are open from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. So during exams, you do extended service to students. The main library, however, does 24-hour library service during exams. So be sure to take advantage of that. 24-hour library service at the main library. So these are the working hours for you. Now, what resources do we have available for you? We have print resources. We have digital resources. So when we say print resources, we are talking about the hard copies, the book that you see on the shelves. We have books, we have theses, we have all these for you. And then digitally too, there are online databases and institutional repository. So the online databases, that is where you can go and do your searches. Okay, instead of going to Google General to do your search, we have a dedicated academic scholarly databases for you. That is where you are sure to get scholarly materials for your assignments and your learning activities. These are some of the important links I'm sure you take note of. So you can have access to the library materials through the KNUST main website. That's the first one. And then the library also has a website through that address, library.knust.edu.gh. You can also access our the library resources. And then the institutional repository. That's the third address. I'm sure you are taking note of them. And then you can have access to the library's collection even at home, wherever you are. You want to know if the library has a particular book that you are interested in. You don't have to come to the library to find it or to find out. So in the comfort of your hostel or your hall, you can log on to libcat.knust.edu.gh to search for the book you want. The library's resources can also be searched from the V class. Okay, so when you are at the V class webpage, you don't have to be shuffling from V class webpage to the library's webpage. You can get all the resources you need at the V class webpage. And then the sixth address is for long essays, undergraduate long essays. So if you are doing a research, when you are in fourth year, you'll be required to do a long essay. You want samples, you want to know how others did it. So that address, you can use it to get samples to guide you. So these addresses from 1 to 6 can only be utilized when you are on campus. But what about when you are off campus and you still want to use the library's resources? That's the address for you, ocl.knust.edu.gh. And all you do is to log in with your username and password. Okay. Now you see these alphabets and names attached to them. These are how the library's books are arranged. So when you come to the library, and if you want books on philosophy, psychology, or religion, you go to where the B column or the B shelf to get books on that. If it's geography, the G shelf. If it's law, the K shelf. And there are library staff there to direct you as to where to get what. Okay, so you are at the library's webpage, and you want to search for information. You can have e-books. You can, you see the catalog, library catalog. You see the off-campus access, the online databases, institutional repository. So you click on each of them, and you are sure to get what you want. Okay, so this is where you get everything you need at the library. Now, how do we do it? So you can, when you click on the library's catalog, you can search for information or a book using an author's name. That is, if you know the name of the author of the book you are searching for. So if it is Daniel Otieku, forgive me to use his name. Okay, so you search with the surname first, Otieku and then Daniel. Okay, and then if we have the book in stock, it will pull out. What about if you don't know the name of the author, but you know the title? Okay, you can also search by using the title. And so we have the title option. You just type the title and type the name, the title of the book, and then click on title. And if you have the book in stock, it will pull out. Do you have access to books? Can you borrow books? Yes. So because we are talking to you undergraduates, you are entitled to borrow 5 books at a time. So you can go to the library right now and take 5 books home for 2 weeks. And then if after 2 weeks you are not done with the books, you can go there and renew it for another 2 weeks. So that is 14 days for you. And then these are some of the databases the university subscribes to. Okay, so with this, you are sure to get scholarly materials, unlike what you get from Google General. Okay, so we are entreating you to make use of these databases. We have some that are multidisciplinary. When I say that, it means whether you are doing science or history or political science, they have books or resources for you. And then we have some that are subject-specific, and so they are tilted to just one subject. Okay, so make use of these resources. So you are off campus, and you want to have access to our books. How do you do it? Like I said earlier, you use your username and password. So we have sessions for it. You input your username and password, click wherever you are sure to get all the resources or services you want from the library. You don't need to be on campus to have access. Virtual academic space. So like I said, when you are at the V-Class webpage, you can still have access to the library's resources. As you see displayed here, the library's catalog, the institutional repository, everything, the Turnitin. We will run training on that for you in the coming days. Services available. So like I said, you can borrow books. So we have lending services for you. We have spaces for reading. We have space for discussion. We have computers. We have training programs, photocopying services. If you come to the library and you want some pages to be photocopied for you, we can do that. Okay, not the whole book, because it's against copyright law, so just a few pages. These are some of the training topics we'll be running in the course of the academic year. So be sure to avail yourself for it. We have support for you. You can come to us directly, walk into the library, and then bring all your issues. We will solve them for you, or else you can do so online. So that's the library's address. You can give us your query, and we will answer them for you. This is our staff. So apart from myself, I have a librarian at School of Business. His name is Mr. Joseph Taylor. And then at Law 2, we have Ms. Rita Akote. And then Social Science, Mrs. Anna Uruswansa. And that's their email or our email address. You can copy them. And if you have any issues, you don't want to come to us in the offices or in the library, you can give us an email. So all we are saying is that we have all these resources for you. Okay, they are here, or we have them because of you. Make use of them. Like Einstein said, it's not just storing information in your head that makes you intelligent. It's knowing the value of the information you have or you want, and knowing where to find them and how to access them. So we will say, don't suffer in silence. Come to the library and let us help you. Thank you.
Okay, do we have questions for Madam? We're supposed to take a short break, and then continue. But we didn't take the break because we want to wrap up in the next few minutes. You prefer that, or we should take the break? We should wrap up. In the next how many minutes? 2 hours. Okay, so let's put our hands together and thank Dr. Beatrice Arthur. Thank you very much. So we have 2 short but they are not actually presentation. The college finance officer will guide us on our finances and our fees. Then after that, the IT officer will tell us about data, getting university chip, and all that, and how to get IT services. And then we'll be done. Are you okay with that? So please, let's welcome Dr. Owusu Echampon, the finance officer for the College of Humanities and Social Sciences.
Thank you very much, MC. Okay, so like he said, this is financial matters. So please, those of you sleeping, you have to wake up and jot something down, because that is what we are going to live with for the rest of the 4 years and the 6 years that you are supposed to be here. Okay. All right. This is the short presentation I'm going to, or in the form of advice that I'm going to give you within the next 30 minutes. I have about 25 slides. So averagely, I'm going to use about 1 minute for each of the slides. Okay, so this is going to be the outline of the presentation. We are going to look at student fees payment. Then we'll look at personal financial management. Then we'll deal with scholarships and bursaries. So these are the thematic areas that we are going to look at. Okay, so with the student fees payment. Now, those of us who have already visited the university's website, you can find out that KNUST has robust fees, credit, and debt management policy. So I've provided a link. When you go to the university website, check where you see About Us. So when you click on About Us, you see all the policies, and there are more than 30, and this is one of them. So in your leisure time, you can just go through and then get all the things that you are supposed to know about the fees, credit, and debt management. Okay, so what we are saying here is, now, the university has linked fees payment with course registration. I know you have been told that if you have not registered, then that you cease to be a student. That doesn't qualify you to be a student. So if you are around at the end of the first semester, we begin the following semester. If we begin the semester and you have not registered, fine, you can attend lectures, you can do everything as a student, but the university may not know you as students. And the issue is that before you can register, you should have done justice with your school fees. And the requirement is simple. As freshers, I know that almost everybody here has finished paying his or her fees, because that is a requirement. Freshers are required to pay in full, 100%. So if your fee is about 10,000, you make sure as you are coming, because the issue is that you are fully prepared. Everybody prepares before he decides to come to school. So the assumption is that you prepare before you come. So you have to pay everything in full. Now, here, your student number that you have, that is your account number. If you are dealing with a bank, everybody is supposed to have a unique bank account number. And when you come to KNUST, your student number is supposed to be like your bank account. Any money that you pay, it goes into your bank account. So whatever you have paid, now when we go onto our system, it is credited to your account as something that you have paid. When you take any refund from the school, then it's also debited to you. So please, here, we don't use account numbers. If you are going to pay money to KNUST in respect of your fees and other charges, please just use your student number. And that is what you are going to do till you leave KNUST. All right. Then when it comes to continuous students, we are saying that the best practice is when you go to second year, just pay in full and be free. But why should you be owing? So you try as much as possible to pay in full. But we know that we still have people who will not be able to make it. So we have made provision that when you go to second year or as a continuous student, you can pay 50% of the total school fees. So if your total school fees is 1,000 cedis, you can pay up to 500. And once they've configured the system, once you make that threshold, you meet that threshold, the system will allow you to register. And then when we move to the next semester, then you pay the rest of the 50%. So all continuous students, which you have not gotten to that level, when you get there, please, first semester, pay 50%, and then second semester, you pay 50%. Now, this is a sign of caution. Failure to do so, to pay and register, will amount to automatic deferral. And I hope registrar told you. What it means is that if you haven't paid, you can't register. If you have not registered, you cease to be a student. So instead of dismissing you, the system will tag you as automatic deferral. It means that year, that academic year, you have never been a student. So you have to go and start afresh, right? Now, we may also have students that may come with scholarship or sponsorship from maybe organizations, and some of them that we are going to talk about. So if you are on a scholarship, then the requirement is that you have to submit a letter, a sponsorship letter or financial guarantee on the corporate letterhead. So if GMPC is sponsoring you, at the beginning of the semester, you are supposed to pay, but because you have a sponsor, you have to submit that letter as evidence to the finance officer, to the dean, to the provost, to the registrar. And then they will give approval for the exams officer to clear you for registration. So that is what you have to do. Now, though a certain organization is giving you a sponsorship, but the question is that the onus still rests on you as a student to make sure that your fee is paid. If by the middle of the semester, which you'll be about to write the mid-sem examination, and your sponsor has not brought the money, please, it's advisable you look for money elsewhere and settle your school fees. And that will exonerate you from harassment during mid-sem examination. So you do that. And when later your sponsors have paid the money, then it will still go into your account. Now, somebody will say, okay, because the money delayed, I used my own money to settle. So now that the sponsorship has come, I need the money that I used to settle. Then, if you have that justification, you write a letter for refund, and it's possible. Otherwise, you still keep the money into your account. You have a credit. When you go into your student aims app, you see that you have that amount as credit, and that is going to reduce your next year school fees. But if the need be that is urgent for you to get a refund, then that one you do. So basically, this is what I have teamed up out of the long policy. So when you get time, please visit the website and read other things. Now, let's look at personal financial management. Personal financial, this is personal. Good. So what we are saying here is, this is very important because you have to plan and manage your finances in such a way that you avoid going into financial difficulty. And it's possible. Good. So let's look at some of the strategies that we are going to adopt as students. The first is to prepare a simple personal budget as you have come. Now, in business world, those of us who are working, you have two ways of looking at the budget. Budget is just an estimate, the projection that you are making in terms of how much is coming to you in terms of revenue or cash, and how much you are going to, or how you are going to spend the money. So you project in advance. You are deciding, you are planning. Now, we have some budgets that are influenced by the expenditure. Assuming you have a static expenditure that you can't change, that one you only have to increase your revenue to accommodate your static expenditures. But at our level as students, our budget is influenced by our revenue. So our revenue should decide what we have to spend. Because as we speak, we can project, we can estimate with level of certainty how much is coming to us at the end of the period, because we know where the money is coming from. So what you have to do is you prepare a personal budget. So with the budget, you try to estimate where does the money come from. And we've enumerated some of the sources of your money as student. So we say money may come from home. You may have obtained some scholarships and bursaries. You may have applied for students' loans and you are waiting for it to come. Then you may have remittances and other source. Now, after projecting your source of revenue, as I said, you can do that with a level of what? Certainty. Because it's not a business that you are going to say, oh, if by the grace of God, I'm able to do this level of sales, I'll get this. No. You know how much your parents earn. And they have already agreed with you that at the end of every month, this is how much we'll send you. So your case, it is more certain. So you project the areas that you are going to spend your money on. So you use some for fees, food, accommodation, core credit and data bundles, clothing and toiletries, books and photocopies, general stationaries, and others. Others, like if you're a Christian here and you are earning and you follow the principle of tithe, immediately somebody gives you money, you have to pay your tithe. So you can add that one as projected expenditure. So these are the areas that we are likely to spend as students. Now, we are saying here, after identify those sources, then what is good for you to do is to avoid extra budgetary item. Something that you have not projected to spend on within that particular period. Don't go. Don't entertain that expenditure. Yes, because if you don't plan within the month, this month, I'm not going to visit KFC. Don't say that because you are hungry, you just pass through KFC and spend. No, it doesn't work that way. So please, try as much as possible to avoid extra budgetary items. And then something we call impulse buying. Something that you have not planned. Immediately you see it, your eyes touches it, oh, then you raise money to buy. No, try to avoid that as a student. And when you are doing that, we are saying you are ensuring budget discipline. You try to comply with your own budget. And it's a discipline that you have to discipline yourself. It's something that you have to do. Because if you don't have that culture, you end up spending anyhow, and within some few days, you end up moving to borrow money from friends. Then we are saying that borrow to finance needs, which are critical but not wants. Needs is something that you need for your survival and for the purpose of your education. And wants is something that will add to your comfort. So make sure that if you are borrowing from friends or any other source, make sure that that particular expenditure is a want, is a need, not want. If you don't get it, your survival is questionable, or your education, the reason why you are here is questionable. But as for wants, you can do it at any later day when you are financially viable. Then we are also saying here that choose a bank that treats you like a best friend. Some of the banks will not ask you to pay any monthly maintenance fee. Yes, it's possible, because they know you are a student. Some of them will be charging every month 50 cities, 100 cities. No, if you're a student and you are not working to earn your own salary, please, you don't have to do that. Then you can also be looking at a bank that may ask you to maintain low or no minimum balance. Because some of the banks, when you have money in your account, when you you withdraw up to about 200 cedis, say, no, you can't go further. That should be your minimum balance. If you're a student at this critical point, you can't do that. Then a mobile app for easy banking. Yes, it's possible. Instead of you traveling to places to make withdrawals, you can keep the money on your mobile app, or you may have a bank that has that link that you can even withdraw on your mobile app and withdraw. And then we also say you better deal with a bank that has large fee-free ATM network. There are some banks that if you want to withdraw money, even with ATM, you have to travel to a doom, take a car to a doom. So going and coming back, you pay TNT. Why not look for a bank that is accessible at so many areas? Now, we also advise it's better you cook and eat at home. And it's very expensive to outsource. So research has shown that those food vendors, those who sell food, they make about 50% profit margin. What it means is that the food that you are buying 10 cedis, it might have cost them about 5 cedis to prepare and get it ready for you to buy. So once you cook and eat at home, you'll be saving all those margin. So there's not a time to find yourself at food joints. No, you end up spending beyond your budget. Then we also advise, buy foodstuffs from cheap source. Now, this place is closer to Ejoso. Those of you who don't know Ejoso Market, Thursday, everything is there. So you just discuss with your friends. You travel to Ejoso, then you buy in bulk. You come and then spend the whole week. And that is also helpful. Then take advantage of the university's Wi-Fi and cut down expense on data bundles. Even those of us who are working, that's what we do. Immediately we hit campus, we deactivate our data. Then we log onto the university Wi-Fi. And that is what, and we spend so many hours on campus. So a student who is not working, please, you better have to take advantage on that. Then we are also advising that you make campus hostels a priority, because you know the advantages of being on campus. The outside campus, you have to pay your own electricity bills, water bills, inconvenience, risk, and other things. You try as much as possible to get accommodation on campus, and that will save you cost. And with a sign of caution, we are saying that play no game with your school fees. Once you get the school fees, please play no game with it. Remember, 50% first semester and 50% second semester. Good. Now, we now move to scholarships and bursaries. And somebody said that, and it's the fact, university education is becoming more expensive. Those of us doing the fee paying, yes, it's becoming more expensive. And there's also a report, that's the UN report on SDG, Sustainable Development Goal 1. It says that about 22.6 of the populace are now living below the poverty line. And that is a fact. And Bible has also confirmed that the poor is always among you. That's why you can't do anything about it, right? And for that matter, KNUST has instituted good mechanisms to identify and support needy but brilliant students studying in the university. And then we also have students who, without financial support, may not be able to meet the educational expenses. And as I said, we have mechanisms to identify them. And sometimes, when you are given the chance to attend the interview, people just go there to lie, and we find them. So please, if you don't fall within this category, when we say needy, if you don't fall within that category, please don't try, because the mechanism will reveal you. Okay, So the office in charge of the scholarships and bursaries is Student Support and Financial Service under the Directorate of Students Affairs, and that is close to commercial area. And that place, I think, that's where you find Dean of Students office. That place should be your friend. At least you have to visit that place twice a week. Now, let's look at the support that they offer. KNUST offers through that office. We offer scholarships, we offer bursaries, we offer something we call work and study, both internal and external. We have food bank, and then we also have something we call His Majesty's Boutique. You see how the name sounds, His Majesty's Boutique. And these are all for the needy but brilliant students. Okay, so let's look at the scholarships. They are external non-payable award to students based on academic excellence achieved. Here we emphasize the term is based on excellence academic. So if you are not good, you can be a needy, very, very, the low class needy. But if you don't have excellence academic achievement, you may not qualify for these scholarships. So that is the fundamental criteria. So let's take note of this. And let's look at some of the scholarships. The first one that we can talk about is the Educational Pathway International, that is EPI, and it's sponsored by United States of America. This sponsorship started 2029-2010 academic year, and its award per student average amount of $4,700 per year. And this scholarship is open to all first, second, and third year Ghanaian students. Let's look at eligibility, those who qualify. You have to be brilliant but needy. Brilliant but needy. And when you go through the eligibility criteria for all the scholarships, you see this criteria runs through. Okay, then the next condition is applicant should not be a beneficiary of another scholarship or bursary scheme. This is also a condition that runs through. Here you cannot benefit from two scholarships. No, you always have to opt for one. Then the applicant must be a STEM student. So this scholarship is outside the scope of our college. STEM, that is the science, the mathematics, and then the engineering students. So this is not, so we can skip this one. And then the next scholarship is the Edu Fandazwan. That is Italy. The sponsor is Italy. And it started 2015-2016 academic year. And it awards per student average amount of $4,500. And it's open to only first year Ghanaian students. Only first year. And let's look at the eligibility. You still have to brilliant but needy students. This awards students in science and agronomy, IT and engineering fields, which of course we are not. So let's skip this one. Then we have Ghana Standard Chartered Bank. They also offer scholarship. Now this scholarship also started 2013-2014 academic year. It awards per student average amount of $1,500 per year. Open to first and second year regular Ghanaian students. Okay, let's look at the eligibility. It's still STEM. So we are also outside the scope of this scholarship scheme. Then Timothy Ansa Memorial Foundation. There's an individual who has also instituted this scholarship award. It started 2011-2012 academic year. And it awards students 1,000 cedis per year and open to only first, second, and third regular Ghanaian students. Let's look at the eligibility. Brilliant but needy is still there. Scholarship, it shouldn't be a beneficiary of more than one scholarship scheme. Then the next condition is applicants must hail and have attended their senior high school in the Western region, specifically Azim of Ghana. So this is the condition. So if you come from that area, please, you can apply and you can get about 1,000 cedis to support. Then GNPC, Ghana National Petroleum Corporation, started in 2017-2018 academic year. award average, that is 6,000 to 15,000 per year, very significant amount. Then open to all undergraduate and postgraduate Ghanaian students. So let's look at the eligibility. So this one, I think we qualify, brilliant but needy. Applicant must not benefit from more than one scholarship. So I think that one will qualify, so we can apply when the time is due. Test for Ghana scholarship. It started 2000-2001 academic year. Average award per student, 1,500 to 3,000 per year, depending on your program. Open to all Ghanaian students. So let's look at the eligibility. The same, brilliant but needy. Applicant must not benefit from more than one scholarship. That one to be qualified. Lebanese scholarship started in 2014-2015 academic year. Award per student is 2,000 Ghana. Open to only second, third, and fourth Ghanaian law students. This one, it has a scope, law, only law. So let's look at the eligibility and see if it is every law student that qualifies. It says that top 4 cumulative weighted average students in each year class awarded. So when we take, as you have come, you are 24, 25 academic year students. So when you are moving to second year, then the top 4 will be considered. So we have to take note, law students. So you better have to start now, work on it now. Okay, so let's look at our funding agencies, those agencies that fund our scholarships. As we've already known, EPI, that is USA, Edu Fundazon, that is Italy, Holadi Foundation, USA, Empowering Africa Incorporation, USA, Lebanese Embassy, that is also Lebanon, GNPC, that is Ghana, MP Common Fund, Get Fund, Kingdom Bookshop and Stationery. They are all Ghana, so they are all our partners that fund our scholarships. Then it continues, we have MTN, it used to be Vodafone, but now Telecel. That was female students in telecommunication and electrical engineering. So this is outside the scope of our college. Then we have Tallow Oil, Islamic Bank, religious organizations, Goldfields Company Limited, Newmont Company Limited, then Test for Ghana, and then Wood Ground. Wood Ground is interested in 2 needy students from less endowed community pursuing engineering. So that is also outside the scope of our college. Then we have ST, Nankani, and Hagan Scholarship. They also offer minimum of 20 students per year. Then Progress in Education, that's PAL, USA, maximum of 5 very needy students. The emphasis is very needy, and you have to justify. Now, that is the portion for the scholarship. Let's look at bursaries. So we are saying that bursaries, it is non-repayable award based on financial needs without emphasis on academic excellence. Yes, the first one for scholarship, academic excellence is a key, brilliant, but needy. But when it comes to bursaries, that one will focus more on the needy, not necessarily just referring to academic excellence. But, you know, because of competition, we have limited funds to award, but because of competition, then you see at the end of the day, the introduction of needy but brilliant is still coming in. So let's look at some of the bursaries available at KNUST. We have KNUST bursaries. That started 2002-2003 academic year, and all regular Ghanaian students qualify, and it ranges 500 to 1,000. Then we also have Kakra Biara Insa, that's KBN. Kakra Biara Insa, no letter is small, or no small is little. Good. Started in 2006-2007 academic year, and all regular Ghanaian students qualify. Award range 300 to 1,000 Ghana cedis. Then we also have Bwaunia, that is Grasak. So if you are not postgraduate student, you don't qualify. So this is for all postgraduate students, award range 1,000 to 2,000 Ghana cedis. Then we also have Kingdom Books and Stationery. That started 2009 to 2010. So those who qualify, they should be second year, third, and fourth year. Award ranges. So once you are offered this scholarship or this bursary, they pay your tuition fee, they can give you laptop, then they can also give you stationery, pens, pencils, and those things that you need for the purpose of your education. Okay, so basically these are the bursaries available. So let's look at general requirement for the bursaries. Now we say all applicants must be regular Ghanaian students. So if you're a fee-paying student, the assumption is that your fees is too big to be covered by these bursaries. So you are outside the scope of these bursaries. Then, as I said, initially the emphasis was not on brilliant, but because of competition, we are eventually introducing the term brilliant but needy here. Then you have to provide proof of need. You have to justify. And the proof of need, we interview you. And already we have background. You see the form that you filled for the application. You provided the details of your guidance, where they are working and all those things. So we are able to even go to the extent of making follow-up. So those of you who would like to benefit from scholarship, please make sure you are providing a correct information. Then you have to add your results slip and then recommendation letter from your academic tutor. Okay. Now, we also have something, work study program. The office or the secretariat has also introduced this concept. What it means is that those students who are still in dire needs, they will look for work for you, whether on campus or outside campus. They will look at your timetable and then see if you have any free period to work within those periods, then they assign you. And once you are assigned to do those works, then you are rewarded to get wages for that. Okay, so that is what we do, or that is what they do when it comes to work and study program. Then we also have food banks and His Majesty's Boutique. So they provide food to the needy. If you are in dire need, sometimes when you go there, they may not give you money. Because when they give you money, what are you going to use it for? To buy food. So they give you their food. So they will provide you food, and then they provide you cloth if the need be. So here, you have to start discussion with your college counselor. You'll be led to the office, the secretariat, and then food or cloth is supplied depending on your needs. Information to notes. This is very important. Now, we are saying that before, because as you are told, here is not like SS where we go to assembly, parade. No, we don't do that. And we know how we pass information. Sometimes through notice board and other things. You visit website. So this is a good information or advice for you. Notice board posted at designated places. So any document you see around, please find time and read. Then adverts on these scholarships and bursaries are done on KNUST's website. So you have to visit the website. You can do that twice every day. Then you visit the office and then pay attention to their text messages. Sometimes they provide text messages to every student. So when you see their text message, please pay attention to that. Then you can also visit the donors' website, like EPE, GNPs, and those places. You visit their website to get information and know the changes that they have brought. Then when you find out that time is up for application, then we say you download forms, you fill, you add proof of need and other relevant supporting documents. You submit on time. Then here, we are advising that students can apply for multiple scholarship. The application stage, don't be selective. Apply. If you can apply about 10 of them, please do. Because you don't know which one you win. But the clue is that you cannot benefit from more than one. So assuming you have applied for 10, you have won all. Then you look for the one that is giving you the maximum benefit, and then you select that one. All right. Then I think my time is up, and by the grace of God, this is the last slide. Thank you.
Hello? Hello? Please show by hand if you received an SMS to attend this very event. Okay. In there, you have a link to the program, and then you were asked to follow us on social media. Please do well to follow us on our social media link. There is also a WhatsApp channel. That's what we're going to use as official, we'll circulate official news and information to you. We want to bring information to your fingertips. Just like the college exam officer said, don't depend on the agenda boys for information. Thank you. How many of us have seen KNUST Wi-Fi on campus? Has any of you been able to connect? Gen Zs and free Wi-Fi. Okay. My name is Benjamin Akwaje, and I'll introduce you to ICT services on campus. There will be a brief introduction. Actually, I will not follow this because time is far spent, so I'll just go straight. So UITS, University Information Technology Services, we are mandated to provide ICT support and services for academic research, teaching and learning in KNUST. We have 5 divisions actually, but don't worry yourself. You'll be dealing with the User Support Services Division, located at the Castle Ford building, the basement. And this is where we are located at. So when you look at Castle Ford building, go to the basement. There's a large hall for user support service. We also have several ICT facilities within the college. We have one at commercial area, we call it Carrera. We have one at CCB basement. With time, you will know all these places. If you don't have a laptop, you can walk into any of those ICT facilities and make use of the computers, desktop computers made available to you for your use. Remember when the librarian was speaking, she made mention of e-resources, e-library resources. So if you happen to not have a laptop, you can walk in there, use any of the desktop computers to access e-resources and also browse the internet for more information. Yeah. So UITS provides network services, both local area network and Wi-Fi, which I'm sure most of you are yearning to connect to, but don't worry, before I end the presentation, we'll all learn or get to know how to connect to the Wi-Fi. At least when the accountant presented, you had a budget for data and internet services. We'll slash that by the end of the presentation. UITS has several services, including Academic Information Manager. I think one of the presenters mentioned AIM app. We have an application both on Google Play Store and then Apple Store where you can download. So when you go there, just type KNUST AIM. That's the app you will use for your course registration, check your fees, you can pay your fees and whatnot. Then you have the student email. Being a KNUST student, you are provided an email. That's what you use as your official email. You can use it to register for external journals, subscribe to some academic portals outside. Student ID card. For now, you don't have your ID card. But the ID cards you provided is a multi-purpose ID card. We use it for identification, and optionally, you can use it for banking transactions. So you use your ID card for identification and also for banking transactions. Alternatively, you can also use, no you can't, you're actually going to use it to access some facilities and premises on campus. So for example, if you are in the traditional halls, any of the traditional halls, you see that there's an access control gate at each entrance. You need your ID card to access if you are a resident. For non-residents, you can access it during the day, but after 10 p.m., you cannot access the gate because 10 p.m. So there are restrictions. Obviously, there are other places you cannot access with your ID card as a student. Some facilities and areas are only restricted for staff alone. Yeah. For security reasons, there are CCTV cameras all around. So those people trying to perpetrate evil know that we have you covered. Right on top of me, there are several cameras here. So to improve security on campus, the UITS and the security services have jointly provided CCTV cameras at vantage point to ensure security on campus for student, staff, and their properties. Now the juicy part. Being a student of KNUST, you are entitled to a Vodafone SIM card at no extra fee. Please show by hand if you have a SIM card. Okay. For those who don't have SIM cards, you just go to the same place, Casleyford basement, to receive your SIM card. Each month, on the 25th, you receive 5 gig data. You have 200 minutes to all Vodafone network outside the community user group. Then you have 500 minutes of on-net calls in the community user group. So a student can call other students for 500 minutes per month. And any other Vodafone number that is not a student, you can call for 200 minutes, then 10 minutes for other networks. So please do well to go to the Casleyford and get your SIM card. We're also going to use the same SIM card to send you official information. Reason being, majority of you registered, your parents actually registered for you. So some of the numbers that you have on your portals, when we send information, it goes to your parents or elderly siblings. So this will be your official KNUST number. However, if you have a Vodafone number already, you can port the package onto that number. But then again, if you do that, you cannot subscribe to other Vodafone packages, like Vodafone Red, what have you. So please note. Yeah, and some vital links. I think they've spoken about all these, the websites, faculty websites, KSB websites, Faculty of Law websites, helpdesk.knust.edu.gh. If you have any IT challenge, go to the helpdesk.knust.edu.gh. And in fact, any other question, query, or challenge at all, go there and post it there, and we'll assist you. To connect to the Wi-Fi, you go to the same link, /Wi-Fi. That is where we'll learn how to connect. It's a self-explanatory page. Join the WhatsApp channel, and then we'll post all the information there for you to be able to connect. And if you have any other issues, we'll make sure to address them using the help desk main page. The apps.knust.edu.gh/students. That's what you use to register. So the AIM app that I spoke about, if for some reason you don't have the app, you can go online, use any browser, go to this page, and you can perform the same functions. Course registration, fee payment, what have you, can do all that there. Other vital links, we'll make the list available to you to go through. Yes. The internet service we are giving you is for academic purposes only. So kindly refrain from using our services for betting and for pornography. As much as possible, we try to restrict. But then again, we know we are humans. but try as much as possible to use it for the right purpose for which it has been provided for you. Do not also share your credentials with your friends, your roommates, what have you, because people have malicious intents that you have no idea of. So your credentials are for you, your username and password. Don't just say, oh, I'm tired, or I'm trying to log in, it's not working, so please try and log in for me. Please refrain from that, because a person can do damage to you. So we are trying to help you have a fruitful journey on campus. So please try and stay within the acceptable use of our ICT services and facilities. Thank you.
Okay, so I want the college president and his team to come whilst I give these few announcements. Tomorrow morning at 9, we are meeting at our faculty levels. So all School of Business students, you'll be here in this auditorium. If you are reading marketing or human resource or logistics or accounting, you are a School of Business student. Hospitality and tourism, you are in the School of Business. We are going to meet here. Social sciences, you meet at the there's a building here we call Sarah Mensah Auditorium. So within the School of Business premises, you use that auditorium. So all social science students, you're reading history, you're reading geography, you are reading linguistics, modern language, you are reading sociology, social, all the social science programs. You meet at Sarah Mensah Auditorium tomorrow morning at 9. So let's take note of that. All law students will be meeting at the Faculty of Law tomorrow. The planning is that in the morning we'll have faculty engagement where the deans and the HODs and the faculty of officers will meet you and let you know other things pertaining to the faculties. Then after, say, 2 hours or so, we'll move into our departmental levels. So the announcement and the details will be given to you at these levels. Let's also take note of this announcement. On Saturday, which will be 18th of January, all fresh students are supposed to meet at the Great Hall in the morning at 9. There's going to be engagement with the SRC and the other student bodies. So Saturday at 9 a.m., all freshers will be at the Great Hall. So please, let's take note of that. So I'll give to your college president. He will introduce his executives, and then after that, we'll bring this session to an end.
Thank you very much. I stand on all existing protocols to welcome you all to the College of Humanities and Social Sciences, college in KNUST and in West Africa. My name is Nana Ejejebi, and I'm the college president for Humanities and Social Sciences.
My name is Stacy Ama Beniedazi, and I'm the vice president.
My name is Anno Kwenda, and I'm the college women's commissioner.
My name is Benjamin Atta, and I'm the college organizing secretary.
Hello. Please, my name is Richard Aqua, and the college financial secretary.
Asante Presla is my name. I'm the college general secretary.
So once again, on behalf of the college, we would want to welcome all of you into the College Students Association. And we would want to tell you that this is the opportunity for you to embrace everything in the college, make new friends, bond, and find yourself in the College of Humanities and Social Sciences. This is the time for you to find yourself in the college. As we keep saying, if we are able to do the good things we are doing today, it will depend on the good people we stand on their shoulders for tomorrow. So let's all come together and help each and everyone. But don't forget to the one sitting beside you's number and join us together. Please, on our college official platform this evening, we would share the college academic boards on the WhatsApp platform. which is a Telegram page that contains all the learning materials in the college, from the Faculty of Law, of Business, to the Faculty of Social Sciences. Thank you once again. You are all welcome to the college.
Please,
Please, we haven't closed yet. We haven't. We don't want to see any movement until we are done. All the other auditoriums, everybody, you have to be seated. Let's not forget we have come to the university. We are in the university now. So don't lose guard. Until you are informed that you are dismissed, you are not dismissed. We can even decide to even continue with the orientation. All right, so please, let's sit. We'll close very soon.
those from the Department of Sociology and Social Work, from here you move to your department to register your minor courses, then you get your souvenirs as well. Same applies to media students. When you are done with the orientation, that is the college orientation, you move to the department for your minor courses registration. Thank you.
Okay, so please, I would also want to give out my contact. If in case of anything, you can reach out to me or ask for any other thing. 0240-859276. 0240-859276. And from the SRC president of KNUST, His Excellency K. Nana Francis, there will be an SRC orientation on Saturday at the Great Hall. SRC orientation at the Great Hall at exactly 9 a.m. in the morning.
Lastly, I'm making this announcement on behalf of Focus FM. The university has a campus radio station called Focus FM, and this is the time that you can use your talent for something good. So particularly the media and communication students, but not just limited to them. Anybody who is interested in radio presentation, you want to learn how to read news and all that, you can take my number and then I'll give you more inquiries on that. So my number is 059-728-5928. 059-728-5928. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much. Please come. For law students, you know that you are supposed to be in your white, black and white, for your faculty orientation. School of Business students, you are supposed to be in your blue and black tomorrow for the orientation. And fortunately for you, they have some of them available for you, both ladies and gents. So please make sure you pick one. Come tomorrow in your blue, black for the faculty one. So we'll take, there's a group called Enactus in this college. They will briefly tell us who they are, and then the college registrar will come finally and then tell us his final words.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Success Peters. I am the president and team lead for Enactus KNUST. So Enactus KNUST is an organization that is focused on developing businesses and developing business enterprises across remote communities in Ghana, right? So we have other teams and other campuses in other public universities in Ghana. So we travel to the most remote locations, address the most pressing challenges with the most innovative solutions, right? So when you join the Enactus KNUST community, you are joining a community that is very diverse with all kinds of individuals from all kinds of backgrounds, working on different kinds of business projects and business initiatives, all right? So joining the Enactus community will give you a lot of value in terms of work experience, in terms of internship opportunities, in terms of networking and social capital, right? So if you have any sort of business entity or business engagement that you are currently doing, Enactus KNUST also gives you the network to get in touch with other industry players within your industry. So we actually put that value in all of our members. So we have hundreds and dozens of members across the campuses in Ghana. So when you join the Enactus KNUST community, you are not just going to while away your time, but then you're going to build yourself in the professional space. So our link for recruitment opened yesterday, and it will be closing 10 days from now. So you can visit any of our social media platforms on LinkedIn, on Instagram, on X as Enactus KNUST. The link is there, and then the post on our progress and our activities also made available on our social media platform. Thank you. And we also have a stand outside. So when you are stepping out, we have a QR code there for you. So you can just scan, and then we take you through a WhatsApp page where we share an update on your application process. Thank you very much.
Well, I have been asked to give my final words. I must say that we appreciate that you have patience for us to come and listen to us. When you come to the university, like I said, a university is a diverse place. We meet people from various walks of life. One of the things I tell people is that one of the assets that you acquire from this university is networking. You will never, from here, you will never be in any society that has the largest number of people like this. So make sure that you make good what? Good what? Friends. Some friends are bad. Please, I know what I'm telling you. Some friends are bad, so you don't follow bad friends. Make sure that you make good friends. Not only your classmates, but across all the spectrum of the university. One day you'll be building, so you need somebody from building technology or somebody from civil engineering. One day you might be doing something else which will require a Greek person. One day you might need somebody who is coming from, you need the services of a lawyer. So try and make as many friends as you can from your class, from whichever church or group you find yourself, and ensure that you sustain that, and I'm sure you will never regret it. Then the last one is that we've spoken a lot, but I'm sure that one of the things you need to know for yourself as individual is that you must necessarily have a goal that you want to achieve, and you start working towards that goal from today. They said there's a Chinese saying which says that a journey of 1,000 miles begins with the what? The first step. And this is the first step that you have taken in the university. And I'm sure if you take all that you've been given today seriously, in 4 years' time, we'll all meet at the Great Hall. And you'll be graduating, and everybody will be what? Happy. But I know also that there will be some who will not graduate with this group. I'm not cursing you, but it has to do with the attitude that you adapt as you come here. You pass all your exams and you go home safely. Otherwise, you will stay here with us for some time. Thank you all so very much for coming. And I hope that you take whatever you've learned seriously. And like I said, please, please, please make sure that you read through your student guide and understand everything in it. Thank you so much.
Oh, only 20 people appreciated the college registrar. Let's all stand, please. Let's stand. Block B and Block C. Block F, let's all stand together. We appreciate your time. Please, let's make sure tomorrow we are present at 9. Especially those of you coming to business school. If you come after 9, we will not be happy with you. Come, be seated by 9 before the school administration comes. I've made a friend, so I want to call Rosemary to give us the closing prayer. Let's welcome Rosemary, please. Why a shy kakra? Nti yama ne fans kakra. Why yamu yense manomra? Ayo ukra nka untumi maha.
Please, let's close our eyes as we pray. Our Lord and Master Savior, we are grateful unto you for how far you brought us. We salute your majesty this afternoon. We thank you for a successful orientation, and as we are leaving, continue to protect us and take absolute control over every activity, O God. This is what and many things we ask through Jesus Christ, your Son, who prayed with thanksgiving. Amen.
Thank you very much. So please, we don't want to move together and crush ourselves here. So let's allow those here to move out first, and those of here